All right, there we go. This time totally works this time. Technical run was banished. Now we have just the regular runs. Hi, everybody. Hi, all those guys, gals, and non-binary pals out there. It's that D&D podcast. It's Saturday night, so it's Misty Wizards time. That's right, we're playing City of Mist. This will be our first case file. If you've been following along at home, you know that this is a game where I'm using tarot cards for funsies, and I haven't even introduced the cast yet, which is the thing that polite DMs do, or MCs, Mist Masters. I don't know.
Mist Masters.
Master of
You're
Ceremonies.
Mistmaster Mike.
Mistmaster Mike. Gotta get a giant clock that I need for my neck that just it's mist time.
Mister.
Yeah.
You just became a Marvel villain.
I'm happy with that. So everyone, please introduce yourselves in Discorder.
Nice.
Oh my
hi,
goodness.
my name's Andrew Otway. Tonight I will be reprising my role as the hell's his name? Bill. He's William Fraser. There we go. I'll be reprising my role as William Fraser, who we decided is probably going to be really into Bitcoin in 20 years.
I'm Rob. This week I am playing Kimi Chan for the 1.4 time. It's about how much we've played so far. Kimi is one half of a sister act who is currently separated from her sister and also most of her family.
And the next session will be Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit.
But Mike, we want to keep playing.
None of that, Mike.
Hi, I'm Adam. Tonight I'll be playing Roland Caballero, who is a EMT by night and asleep during the day. I don't know.
EMT by night and night by day.
True. Except I don't make puns, so therefore no, not at all.
We punned so hard Adam quit on Thursday, so we're gonna go for
Yeah.
but he came right back, so it was alright.
Hey, I'm Jonathan. I am playing Jones, and they're like the drama kid and somehow a Twitch celebrity, but it's 1980. We haven't quite figured that out. I
Yeah.
think that's part of the point.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think linear
Also.
time is for other people, and also other people are suckers.
Agree. Also agree.
Ugh.
Hi, I'm Zach, and I am playing the other half of the Sister Act, not Sister Act 2. Annie Wong, the power nerd and proud owner slash ward of a magical horse carp that's made of good luck.
Awesome. So one of the things that I'm trying to do with this game is replicate a concept that I saw Adam Coble do, or heard about, and there's it's tarot cards. Surprise. Woo. Also, I was kind of inspired by the Persona series, and as you can see on, am I doing this direction right? Hopefully. It's over there. Is all of the players' stuff, and you should see that there is a emperor and a devil inverted, and a tower and lovers and a fool inverted for our players, and that just helps to inform. Added some, I don't know, fun randomness, help to inform player character creation. And now we're going to do a short tarot draw. And I don't know if you've heard me failing to shuffle well in the background. It's kind of like this floppy sound because they're thick, long cards, and I have a hard time.
I keep thinking it's someone just going ham on a mechanical keyboard. Like literal ham.
One of the guys at my work likes to shuffle cards. That is his nervous tick or just general habit. And so all day you hear riffing of cards. It's pretty cool. So we are going to do the draw. And the draw is one last... Oh, God, I'm such bad at this. Such bad.
Such bad. I'm such bad at wording.
First is... Oh, my. That looks dramatic. It is the 8 of Wands, right side up.
Okay.
Then I get my cool little tarot booky thing, and you all can follow along on the internets because other people have books for this. Wow. 8 of Wands.
Taking quick action, coming to a
Seems like-
conclusion, receiving news.
Speed and movement. Swift change.
Sudden movement or change. Awesome. Our next card is Justice.
Good.
Well, based on the way the last session went, that should be fun.
Also, number 8. I really like this tarot deck. It's fun. Justice stands for decisions and karma. I'll read the 8 of Wands first. I should have done. The 8 of Wands strikes the lightning. It's a card of news, change, or clarity in an unresolved situation. You might hear from an old friend out of the blue or receive some surprising news that shifts the direction of your course. This card sometimes means literal movement is on the horizon, so be ready for travel if the opportunity arises. Justice, decision, karma. With tails entwined, 2 cats look directly at you, waiting for you to choose between them, which is right and which is wrong. The Justice card implies a weight or heaviness surrounding a choice you have to make. Now is not the time to shun the concept of divine balance or karma. All of your choices affect your life, and sometimes the lives of those around you, both now and in the future. I love these cards. And then, what is this? Son of Cups.
Son of Cups.
Oh, it's for mirrored, isn't it? That's not helpful.
Yeah, I think you're mirrored on the output.
I should fix that. Just tear some stuff apart. Son of Cups. 6 of Wands. Where's the cups? Cups. Anybody have a thing for Son of Cups yet?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't
No,
looking.
no problem.
Sorry.
Mother of
Did
Cups,
not realize
Daughter of
this was
Cups,
looking
Son of Cups. Artistic introspective. Like all the Cups family, the son truly excels within the arts. He's usually a musician or a visual artist of some kind, and he finds success within his field. His natural tendency to look inward adds to the charm and mystique. To others, he may seem secretive and even peaceful, while deep inside he carries a dark kernel of intensity. That sounds pretty cool, too. Let's tear this. And then, voila, 3 bookmarks. Okay, cool. So we did a thing. And now we are going... Does anybody need a refresher on how we play this game?
Tell you what we want to do, and then you say what to do.
I mean, it's powered by the Apocalypse game, right? So you say, like, I'm going to do a thing. It's like, all right, do a thing. And you roll some dice, and if it goes smashingly, then there's no problems. And if it doesn't, then we're like, uh-oh, problems occur. So, there's also, like, mythos and avatars, and you want to do stuff to advance your avatars, and you want to do, to advance your mythos, but you also can't neglect your avatars, so that plays a factor in all your decisions. But we're going to start with a cold open. Oh, so does anyone remember how we played last sessions?
I recall that I made a deal with the dragon who probably burned down a police station.
Okay, did you actually make a deal with them, or?
I think we left right as that was hanging in the air, but you tagged a thing which was just like, oh yeah, and you're impulsive. And I was like, that's true. I am impulsive and hungry.
All right. Sorry, auto-fixing. So yeah, let's cold open on... So you bought the Dragon Stash.
The
Or whatever.
shop did.
The shop of the stash. Were you there when it happened? So we cold open on a pawn shop, right? And it's probably, I don't know, it's like late afternoon, getting on towards dusk, like the sun is setting. So the neon lights are on, and they're kind of splashed outside, and everything kind of like the perpetual mist that hangs in the city makes everything kind of glow at about 20 feet off. So there's like this lovely fuzz, like a blur filter on the world. And this guy comes into your shop walking. He braces and pushes through the door. Kind of the door rattles in its frame as he blows it open, and he's chomping on a cigar. This 6-inch cigar sticking out of his mouth. And the guy's got cheekbones from his elbows to his ears, and I'm not sure that's a phrase, but it's the phrase now. Sharp-faced, long-nosed, slicked back hair, and he's got these eyes that just say, like he's had a whole week full of bad days in the last hour, and he kind of stomps up to the I don't know, front desk. What do you have in a pawn shop? The window.
Yeah, there's like a counter with the window and the.
Yeah. And he slings the sack off his shoulder, and it's like one of those duffel bags that you see in like the movie Heat or anything like that. And he unzips it and he starts, he gives you a peek of what's inside.
Can I just suggest it's a McGuffel bag?
You may.
Okay. Yeah, it's a McGuffel bag.
There's a light shining out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
It's specifically designed for transporting MacGuffins, and yeah.
I mean, that's the next question. Do you see what's in the bag and the audience does not?
Yeah. Because I mean, if he's pawning something, right?
Yeah.
And so it was like the watches, right? He stole all the gold retirement watches or something.
Yeah. He stole a bunch of gold watches from a policeman's retirement and killed a bunch of people. Well, I mean, perhaps.
I don't know that.
Right.
Right. Man with a duffel bag full of gold watches.
And it's like the guy growls when he starts talking. It's a little weird. He goes, if you take this lot, I got 3 more just like it, not back.
Okay.
You can have all 3 if the price is right.
What kind of price are you looking for? Is anything over $5,000 and I gotta call my boss.
All right, I'll take it.
Sweet, yeah. I mean, I think, I don't even, he probably, looked out of the corner of his eye and saw a watch. He's like, yeah, I'll take it. And that's when Bill actually takes, a proper look. It's something is definitely strange here, but then again, I get paid commission, right? And if this dude is giving me a bunch of stuff that's probably worth a lot more than $5,000, and I particularly don't. Yeah. I have a layer of plausible deniability here.
Yeah, he's steaming to get out of here.
Yeah. So I probably make an entry in the logbook or something. It's duffel bag watches, gold. And then 5K or something, anonymous stranger. And every listing above that is sort of
anonymous
similarly.
Stranger.
Yeah. Well, and then every entry above it is suspiciously similar and always to anonymous stranger.
Private citizen.
Yeah, exactly. It's private citizen.
Decline to give name.
There's dashes and semicolons in it because fucking Freeman on the land exist. Yeah. Head over to a safe or something, a floor safe, I'm guessing. Actually, no, I empty out a cash register or whatever, and count out $5,000.
Okay.
And yeah, pay the dude.
So he doesn't count it. He just kind of puts it up to his nose and smells.
Yeah. Okay. I think I do it suspiciously quickly for a kid who looks 16, 17 as well.
Yeah.
But I like that, yeah, he just smells it and it's yeah, this is treasure.
Yeah. He says, it's a good start. He drops it, and he has a literal belt pouch. Not a duffel fanny pack or a wallet, but he drops it into, like, takes the stack of money and drops it into a literal leather bag that he keeps at his belt. And, like, you swear you hear the clinking of coins when he does. And cinches it up tight, ties the lace, and says,
Are there, like, straws going out of there? You know, for all the goblins that he's got working the forge in his bag of holding?
could be.
That's a reference to our
Thursday night games. The Knights of the Punning Empire. Like, what's like a real archaic way of saying goodbye? Or like he offers his hand to shake it or something like that.
Like the baffle glass is in the way.
Right. Like, and is honestly confused for a moment and then says, farewell, and turns and like walks out. You know, I have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that as a cold open. And then we have credits for whatever City of Mist has for credits and whatever our theme song is. Don't know yet. Wow, that is Christ Keep You is a good one too.
I don't know if dragons are big fans of like
Saints.
Christians.
Yeah.
Everybody's a big fan of the Jesus.
The big C, so to speak. So after the cold open, what's next? Like, do you guys want to take the I mean, Andrew, how about Bill takes the reins? What does he do with this information? Where does he go?
I mean, probably call like the management, whoever actually owns this shady pawn shop. And I don't have a person in mind. But like, I got a big score, and is there any way payday can come early?
What's a like an archetypally, yeah. So yeah, this guy's got to be like I don't know, I got to think of some sort of metaphor for a pawn shop owner. I should have done that already. But like, you know, somebody that buys and sells.
Well, it's like shark's teeth, right?
Yeah.
Like shark skin shoes or some bullshit because loan shark and yeah.
Yeah. So the dude's name is Peter. Guy runs this on the pawn shark. Pawn shark.
Well, that's now the name of that pawn shop.
Well, I thought it was going to be like Yukon Gold or Gold Rush or Lucky Strike or something.
Yes.
Not that I gave any thought to any of those.
No, that's good. I like it. Gold Rush, I think, is a perfect name for a pawn shop, right?
Yeah.
So you call up Peter, and he tells you that. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds. What exactly did you get? What was the haul?
Bunch of gold watches. I've got them in the floor safe. Paid the guy $5,000. We can easily get. Well, I mean, you can easily get way more than that.
Yeah. All right. Well. Okay. Repeat customer or first timer?
I have never seen him before in my life.
Excellent.
So, like,
excellent.
That's a call and response that we have.
Yeah.
Could not identify him in a lineup of one.
Well, make sure that you make sure that the security cameras are all working properly, in case there are any questions that happen later. And yeah, I'll come by and see what the price is, and I'll give you your commission.
Thanks, boss. Or do I call him Pete? Yeah, I call him Pete.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pete.
Like Big Pete, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, I'm going to keep that tab open because now I got an idea.
Good.
Yeah, so Pete, Pete says, yeah, go ahead to, I'll come by and I'll do an appraisal and give you your cut of your commission. Big deal like that seems fair.
Awesome. And then, I mean, yeah, like the next thing is, once paid, obviously I have to take my girlfriend out for dinner.
So, we cut to, how do I not have your character names right next to you on your cards? Why would I do that to myself?
That's a good question.
Zach, what's your Kimmy, right?
I'm Annie.
Annie. Okay. So we cut to Annie. And what is Annie up to right now?
This morning she was surveilling the scene of the crime, right? So she was flying on the back of her friends around the police station. Depending on how much later it currently is, she might be back at school. She might be further exploring the mystery. So what time of day is it at this point?
It's afternoon. Like school's let out.
Okay.
Afternoon, heading around towards evening. Like that slow sunset that seems to take forever to get there is finally stretching across the skyline.
Okay. Does Jimmy work at this point? Like, is he at work right now? Or sorry, not Jimmy, William. Sorry.
I think I was working during the school day today.
Okay.
I'm probably done by now.
Okay, because if you were still at work, I was gonna show up at the pawn shop. If you're not, then yeah, I would be following up, seeing if I can contact some of the officers, basically just bugging people about what happened, right? Because we had a brother that was in that thing, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe that was in that thing, and it's the brother that doesn't remember me, right?
Right. You don't know that, or maybe you know that he's your brother, but he doesn't know that you're his brother. And wait, what did I say?
It's Peacock, I'm pretty sure.
Shit,
You
Peahat.
just assumed his gender incorrectly.
Sorry.
Whatever, that's fine.
Kimmy and I gotta have
Annie.
all characters' names on screen at the same time, so I don't mess this up.
Yeah, Annie and Kimmy are the sisters.
Yeah. But you don't know. But Kimmy knows that her brother's a cop, and Annie doesn't know that Kimmy's brother is her brother,
Okay.
right? Or do you?
Okay. All right. Yeah. Then I'll be following up leads. I will be doing the reporting thing, building a story. So I would probably head back to the scene of the crime, see what else I could find out, who else I could find to talk to. Maybe I have like contacts in the police department that really, really are annoyed with my existence because I'm constantly there, like badgering them for information.
Well, you're at the school paper, right? So you've got
Yep.
do you have like a press badge you made yourself?
Yes, I have a semi-legit press badge that I like made out of. It's got like cardboard and then like a picture that I cropped William out of from one of the photo booths, right? And then we laminated on a machine that was there in the pawn shop.
There's like a little tiny amount of his arm across, like around your shoulder that you can just barely see.
Yeah.
Nice.
It says Annie Wong. I can't remember what the school it is I go to. But that's in really small print, and then it's like reporter in giant print below that.
Like beat reporter or head reporter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So I mean, for the most part, the police, you have to wait for the official statement, blah 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 blah. But I mean, maybe if Annie's particularly good at this, then is there a role to be made here to see how well they do?
Sure. I mean, she would be Annie. I will be putting all of my considerable energies towards figuring this out, because it's crazy that the cop shop burned down and there are a bunch of people hurt and injured, and it looks like it was done with something that was not normal or natural, and all of that is like tripping Annie's spider sense or whatever at this point.
All right, let's put some dice on the table.
All right, so I'm going to tag a hard nose for trouble, dogged and determined, budding investigative journalist, press credentials, because we already covered that, good luck and possible good luck and fortune, And I think that's what I got. I think it's only 5 that I'm rolling with. Yeah.
So you can't fully fail.
Yeah, no, it's literally impossible for me to fail all the way. I forgot how to roll. Oh, investigate. There we go. Boom. There we are.
So, you make a few calls, and you wind up talking to Eddie. Eddie is a kind of a long-time competent that you have on the force.
Okay.
In that, Eddie sees you kind of like as his sidekick.
Okay.
Right.
How old is Eddie?
Eddie's like he's like 23.
Okay, so he's like significantly older. Okay.
Right,
yeah.
but he didn't go to college. Went straight to the force. He's got this kind of perpetual like smile to everything that he does. Eddie is he's the good cop, right? He's never able to become the bad cop. And whenever he's sad, he's just disappointed. He's never mad. And
Okay.
because of that, he's always like, oh, Andy, I shouldn't be telling you this stuff, but hey, we got a good rapport going, and I want to make sure that you grow up to continue to be a good law-abiding citizen. And have you kicked stuff his way, like clues or anything like that?
Oh, I'm sure if I came up with if there was like actual crime going on that I came abreast of, I would probably I mean that makes sense, right? It's like quid pro quo with the local constabulary, so yeah, I am also sort of a part-time cub investigator for the police department through Eddie. Yeah.
Fucking narc.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. That is this character to a T. 100%.
So he says, yeah, really good job, by the way, with that hot tip on where that drug dealer was laying low down at the 5-0 hotel. And it's not a great place to lay low if you're trying to avoid the 5-0.
They'll never expect you.
If you can get we're gearing up to do a massive if you've seen this person tip line situation, right? So I'll give you the heads up, and he gives you a brief description of the person they're looking for.
Okay.
What's that?
No, I'm verbally nodding.
And the thing was he came in and a lot of the cameras seemed to kind of like fritz out. They didn't do a great job of recording the situation. You know how these old analog cameras are with VHS recordings, and there's a lot of fuzz on the camera at the police station.
Was that before or after the fire?
And by old we mean state of the art. Yeah, I love this Betamax tape recorder. It's the wave of the future. He says, so yeah, some of the cameras, we think that they may have had the perp may have had body armor, because some of the cameras got this, and he gives you this description of a kind of a bald Caucasian male, like impossibly tall sort of thing, and he said in others he's got this helmet on, and he gives you this stylized description of what sounds like whatchamacallit, this body armor from military grade body armor from like Eastern Bloc country sort of thing.
Okay.
Right. Like stuff that would have shown up in like Red Dawn on the enemy paratroopers, right? So I forgot to button the fly in his body armor. So that's the so we're gonna do all points for looking for this guy. Any tips for their whereabouts? And we think that We don't know why, but he made off with a bunch of watches. And I'm just telling you this. We're not telling the general public this. So if you can find out some information what's going on with that, then, give me that information back, and I'll see what we can do with that. But yeah, so that's the tidbit we're leaving. Don't publish that little bit. That's just for that's the atta girl for all the help that you've been for us recently.
Andrew has a question for Zach.
Yes.
Does Bill know you're a fucking narc?
Bill knows I'm probably the type.
Okay.
I feel like Bill's enough the kind of person Bill is.
Yeah.
And Annie's enough the kind of person Annie is.
I don't know if Bill is smart enough to hold stuff back. Because as established, he's way more into Annie than Annie is into Bill. Okay. I just wanted to ask.
Yeah, I also don't know exactly what Annie would do with that information, to be perfectly honest. Like, I feel like Annie might have already come to the conclusion that this is, like, way above cop level of dealing with anyway. So, that might be something that gets reported in the past tense, if ever. Right?
That's fair. I'm definitely not against, like, Annie playing to forum and being like, oh yeah, you should check out the fucking Yukon Gold or whatever, Gold Rush pawn shop. They got your watches.
Well, I mean, like, if it wasn't obviously stolen, yeah, I'm sure stolen stuff turns up in your pawn shop relatively regularly, and you just don't know.
It's called Gold Rush because our clientele happened to be in a hurry.
Gold in a rush. Okay. Yeah, I will sit there. I will nod along with Eddie. I assume I'm talking to it in person and not like over the phone or something.
It's a pager conversation.
God, like texting on
pager. There's a hot dog truck around the corner of the police office, right? And like the two of you don't like. You do that thing where you sit down two park benches eating your hot dogs.
Yeah. We're like standing on either side of the hot dog truck facing the opposite direction.
It doesn't look weird that you keep covering your mouths because you're chewing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like you came up with this and you think it's brilliant.
And Sally, the hot dog truck operator, is just so fucking confused all the time.
I'll definitely keep an eye out for that. Thanks, Eddie. I'll look. I feel really bad about all those people that were hurt. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's awful. Bad. It's just awful. And like when I think of the senseless violence, and it wounds my soul. And I wish there was just something that I could do to help these people.
Do they know how many officers were... She doesn't even finish the sentence. She starts eating a hot dog again.
Yeah, so... there were 30 police officers in the precinct at the time of the attack. And 17 have been reported as injured. And you can hear the air quotes around the. Eddie thinks he's sparing you by saying that they're injured.
Okay. I choke a little bit on my hot dog at the numbers, and sort of nod solemnly, and I pay Sally because apparently I've been eating hot dog gratis right so far, and then I will. Scratch all this down in my notebook. I've been like writing with one hand and eating with the other hand the whole time, and make my way out to do my best to track down all this stuff. My first stop is probably wherever I think I can get information on Eastern Bloc body armor.
I know a guy who works at a pawn shop.
Right.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Pawn or military surplus, right?
Where in Detroit are you going to find that? Well, there's like the police supply stores, the pawn shops, and the military surplus. So I would spend my day. I would spend a chunk of my afternoon like canvassing those folks and seeing if they knew anything, and probably like ducking cops who were also doing the same thing.
Yeah. So does Bill succeed in meeting you?
I'm sure Bill does. Whether Bill means to or whether Bill just like out looking for hidden treasures in the local pawn shop, in the local like pawn shop or military surplus areas.
I mean, it's both, and Bill thinks it's totally a sign, like capital A, capital S, a sign.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm at Jimbo's army surplus store. I got Jimbo behind the desk or behind the counter, who really does not want to be answering questions for this teenage girl that comes in here. Is not going to buy anything. Is not the kind of person that actually wants, duffel bags or bayonet clips. And
yeah, Jimbo's talking with his he's got airsoft buddies that are in the 5 feet off, and he keeps having to ask you repeat. I'm sorry, what was that? Because he's trying to pay attention to that conversation.
Body armor. I'm looking for somebody with body armor.
We don't sell body armor. I mean, we sell tactical vests. We sell a lot of.
Okay, what do those look like? Maybe that's what we're talking about.
And he brings you over to the vest section, like the clothing apparel section, and he shows you, the webbing vests and things like that. He's like, and now, I mean, if you were at the enterprising side sort, you could put in some Kevlar plates on the inside of this vest, but they're not designed for that. It's not body armor. It's simply a tactical vest, ma'am.
Well, where would I get Kevlar plates if I wanted to do that?
5 feet to the right, stacked in a convenient pile.
Well, it's not really Kevlar, but what we have over here is a similar weave to the kind of Kevlar that exists in body armor, but it's we call it hot plate, and it's for putting hot dishes on at a campsite for all your survival types.
Oh, and I would be taking just enough notes on a page with his establishment's name at the top of it to probably make him very nervous.
Yeah. No, those are not the same thing. It's very important to note in your notes written down that these are never to be intended to be used to catch any sort of projectile or fragmentation.
Okay, but they could do that, right? These are metal plates that I can put in this vest.
Well, they're technically Kevlar is a type of cloth.
Okay, what is Kevlar used for cooking?
Well, it's an excellent insulator.
You don't say. Okay. Scratch.
It keeps your what is it, kind of Formica countertops nice and burn free.
Not to mention that burn. It's like
for cooking the books. No, I mean, and yeah, he's like, all right, and you can see over his shoulder, as he's trying to talk to you, and it's got that whole military surplus thing where they've got old military, World War I and World War II. It's got one of those Kaiser helmets with the spikes on the on the top and the back and the background sort of thing.
And I didn't get any sort of when Eddie was telling me the description, I got no impression that this person was a Nazi cosplayer, right? It's or a World War I German cosplayer. It's he said Eastern Bloc body armor. Yes,
not World War I Nazi.
Yeah, okay.
That is an iconic
Kaiser
Germans. Yeah, that was an iconic helmet that I thought would catch your attention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
There's no double eagles or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll be taking notes and looking around, but I have a lot of stops to make. So once he stops being even remotely helpful, I will take one last pass around his shop, note down anything that I think. I don't have. Do I have a camera? Did we talk about whether I had a camera or not? Do I have like one of those old Polaroids?
That sounds good. That sounds perfect. Yeah.
I will start snapping like Polaroid pictures of the of his merchandise, like 3 at a time, and then shaking them out while writing down and writing notes on them, and collecting the evidence and my information before leaving. And like I put them in my backpack, and there's like a stack of like this wide of Polaroid pictures in there of the various places I've already been today.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like 7-8 years until Annie's running the FBI.
Okay.
If the people running the place now at this point have any sort of sense, yes.
Okay. I think I run into you.
Okay.
Outside, and I was like, "Oh, did you find anything good at Jimbo's house of questionable wares?"
Jimbo's house of questionable wares. I mean, I found this, and I show him like, "Are you outside, inside?"
Like on the street or something, the sidewalk.
Okay, yeah. So like walk out, and I'm writing, and I'll.
So as you do that, like there is something that catches your eye. And there is an old like M1 Garand in the Millsap shop with like a bayonet affixed.
Okay.
And I believe that was whatever typical the doughboy sort of gun from World War One, whatever it is. I unfortunately am less of a gun guy than I need to be for this, but
World War One. Is that the Garland?
Yeah, the Garand.
No, Graham was World War II.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't know then.
Whatever gun was World War One with a bayonet. I'm sorry, was that Rob?
Springfield, 1903.
Yeah, Springfield.
Oh.
Okay. So, yeah, that sounds right. Perfect. Yeah, so it's an old Springfield rifle with a bayonet attached, and it's standing in the window when you're telling Billy about not Billy, Bob. Right.
No,
Bill. Bill about what you saw, and then when the two of you are there together,
yeah,
suddenly that seems interesting.
That's fair.
Okay, yeah, and I'll be regaling Billy with the details of what I know, sort of under my breath, so that this proprietor and his ne'er-do-well airsoft friends don't catch wind, as I promised Eddie they wouldn't. And I'll sort of be flipping through my notes, and then Bill will be tuning me out to look at the pretty things.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, like, a mention of watches will catch his ear.
Well, no, it'll be. I think I probably I'm like, oh hey, how's it going, or something. And then before you can answer, by the way, I have some really good news, and I'm taking you out to dinner to celebrate.
Oh God, okay.
And then like this guy came into the shop, and like Bill just vomits everything about like guy came into the shop, and he's pretty tall, and he's got cheekbones for literal days out to his elbows for some reason. Came in with just a giant sack of watches. It was really cool. I got a massive payday off of this. It's awesome. We should celebrate.
And
nothing bad happened to make this chain of events occur.
And he turns like sheet white, and you can see she like doesn't quite vomit hot dog on you.
That's appreciated.
Billy, and she'll sort of like rush you, like grab you by the shoulder and like run you hurriedly into like an area that she's fairly sure is secure.
Yeah,
and there's nobody listening. Like the guy, the person that burned down the police station, they took a bag of watches, Billy.
Burned down the what?
A police station burned down. I can't remember. We gave it a precinct number last time. I don't remember what it is but it was apparently important. Yeah. The precinct house burned down. It's like 17 cops are dead. Billy,
Like this is Billy being willfully ignorant, and this is
Okay.
probably one of the things that pisses Annie off about him.
Yeah.
He's just like, that could be a perfect coincidence. There's no way that those two things are related. Do you know how many people live in the city of Detroit?
How many of them have bags of gold watches, Billy?
Hopefully two.
Statistically speaking, he's probably right.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. There's probably like at least 4 or 5 dudes like on street corners with bags of watches. But what? Okay, hold on. And like, I'll take out my my tablet of paper and I'll flip it really quickly to like an empty page and it's like perpetrator and nothing on it. Like, what did this guy look like, Billy? What? Give me a description.
Oh, and it's like poetical stuff. Like, it's like eyes like a lighthouse in fog, right?
This is the other thing that Annie hates about it.
Right. So yeah, it's like eyes like a distant lighthouse in fog, and like a voice like steel in like a dark night, and like, I mean, actually tall, fairly lithe, giant cheekbones, and in a massive hurry.
And I'll be taking all of these notes in a very.
And I think it's like in a massive hurry, and yeah, okay, fine, you're probably right.
Put it together. All right.
Yeah.
So we have to we have to find this person. We tell somebody something. We have to. And like, I get out my pager and I start dialing Eddie.
No. Look what he did to the cops before. This is something we can take care of. And like, the we is like the group.
But okay.
And there's one other thing that I need to check out. And I like lead you back to the front of the store.
Okay.
And like that. Point at the rifle.
Is it really time for this?
Actually,
actually
seriously look at it.
I'm like I'm like borderline stomping my foot on the ground and like
Yeah.
checking how much I don't like.
This is not me on my bullshit.
I think it's very much you on your bullshit, Billy. This is.
So I mean, what is it about this gun that like caught at least my eye?
So,
Is it actually profit, or is there like something more here?
I mean, it would absolutely be profitable in the right hands.
Yeah.
But like, it's not a gun,
Okay.
right? Whatever it is about it, it's not its gunness that's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, and it's back inside the shop I just exited.
Yeah, you can see it through the window.
Okay.
Ceci, n'est-ce pas un fusil? This is not a rifle.
Okay. Are we gonna go back in and ask to see it?
You stay out here, because I think, and I'm a pretty good, like, I'm a client of Jimbo's.
Oh God.
Like, I mean, and I'm just like, listen, every time you go in there, Jimbo has a whole screen. Am I wrong?
You're not. I will be taking a Polaroid of the rifle from the
Yeah.
outside of the building at this point.
I will be back in, and I like check my watch, and I don't know, Mike, if you want to have made Bill steal one of the gold watches, but I think it's something he would do.
That'd be amazing.
I'll go ahead and note this down your character sheet then.
Right. Listen, it's a hunger not of the belly kind. Anyways, check the time on my watch, and I was like, I'll be back in like 10 minutes. Did you know how Jimbo and I get?
His gold
All right.
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be like, in the meantime, I will be partially documenting the like exchange going on inside with my Polaroids,
Right.
and then partially like spending the rest of the time like beeping the other people about the developments.
I'm probably out before you're done going through your Polaroids and everything, honestly.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So the Polaroid comes out fuzzy. Like
The-
The gun?
yeah, like there was like somebody smeared Vaseline across the window. Like it was just like grease. It doesn't look unusual, right? It looks like somebody, was putting their face up against the window.
Okay.
Yeah. It just, specific. It's suspicious to you, right? Because you see what's going on, at least a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
All right, Bill, what you got?
Well, I stole one gold watch. Where is it? Because dumb. To my character sheet.
Nice.
I have definitely photo documented you wearing the watch.
Oh yeah. That is totally like the yeah. I think that's like the physical representation of at least one of his weaknesses.
Do you get
yeah.
stuff for being weak, like for playing your weakness, or is it only for finishing mysteries and stuff like that, and getting attention?
If you're the weaknesses tags, if you tag them, you get to mark attention on the theme that you tagged them for.
Okay.
Or I think you can, you can use them like fate aspects. I think, where you're like, okay, well, that was a really stupid thing that you were gonna do, or that you should probably do. Let's tag that weakness, and that's a thing that happens now because you're a moron.
And does that do the attention thing as well?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. Let's just keep playing with what we got, and we figure it out later.
Yep.
All right.
Cool. But yeah, I head inside the shop and I'm gonna buy the gun.
So you head back inside of Jimbo's giant mill syrup, and
How the fuck am I gonna carry around?
well, Jimbo gives you static.
Okay.
Bill, I'd love to tell you this fine slice of American history, but it's not something I can sell to a minor.
Jimbo, I'm not buying this thing to like have it. I'm gonna flip it for a profit. Like, you're not selling it to me. You're selling it to a hunting enthusiast or a historian or someone who appreciates the finer things.
Oh, and
Listen, I know your business practices. That thing probably doesn't even have the fucking pin in it. And that's a lie. Like, he's probably, like, knowing Jimbo, that thing's probably loaded.
right. It's got historical ammo in there.
Yeah.
Right. Well, see, it's just that last time I did something like that. I got a visit from Eddie down at the 616, and now he likes to come in on me and look at my record books about such things. So it's going to have to be in an official capacity or to somebody who I can legally sell to. I'm sorry, Billy.
I like go to a billfold and like just start counting a couple bills, and I was like, well, what about my friend Bill? He's not a minor. Or sorry, not Bill, Ben.
I was going to say, George Washington says otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's probably a move for this. I don't know that there is, but my heart says there is.
There probably should be.
Yeah.
It sounds like
Convince.
Yeah, skill called convince.
I fucking love PBTA-esque games.
I know the price of everything. I think this is his weakness. So I think I found a gap in his armor. And I'm doing this alone, so the cold freedom of loneliness.
Are you alone, or is that Shutterbug outside?
Okay. then
Well, no, I
continual...
It's entirely possible that you are.
No, I think I'm gonna...
Well, if it's the cold freedom of loneliness, that means that Annie has disappeared somewhere.
Right.
And definitely isn't talking to the police right now.
Right. I'd rather have continual editing of information, because I know Jimbo. And I definitely also think I'm all too eager for this.
Okay.
Like, I saw shiny gun, and I am going for shiny gun, so I'm going to tag that weakness as well.
Okay.
Let's press the button. 7.
7's good. Okay, so I believe... so I can activate a soft move when you partially fail. Is that how that works? Let me double check that real quick. Whatever. Mild success. They either choose to take relevant status of your choice with Tyrgo's power, or given a little but protect their own agenda. He's like, I mean, okay, we can do this, but what we'll do is I'll mark you down here as having purchased the weapon. I'm gonna write down your full name and as representative of Gold Rush Pawn Shop. I mean, normally we just cash transaction. No prying eyes need know, but you know how things are right now.
I think I'm gonna look across, straight into his eyes. I'm like, Jimbo, are you, did they flip you?
No, I'm just yellow.
They fucking flipped you.
No. Wires don't attach to chest this hairy.
Chest can be shaved, Jimbo.
I never,
There's
sir.
Strange things done under the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold.
Jesus.
You know, I get all nervous when you start making them fancy word speeches in front of me.
I think I'm gonna note down that I want this gun. Don't bother. That was off the top of my head, Jonathan. I think I'm gonna be this gun, I need to possess it. But yeah, not like this, Jimbo.
Not like this.
I thought you were gonna be a holdout, but fucking Cap's got him. And I probably kind of make I don't know if I make a scene on my way out, but yeah. Jimbo's sold out. Annie, Jimbo's sold out.
He's coughing loudly so his airsoft buddies don't hear that part of the conversation. So
this is back out on the streets. It's Annie, Jimbo sold the fuck out.
I don't even know what that means.
He's working with the cops.
Oh.
In a way that works against my wants and needs. Yeah, okay, fine. We've established you're the smart one.
What do you want with that rifle anyway?
It's not a rifle. What is your? Let me see your photo. That's not normal.
Maybe it's not. I don't know what good it's gonna do. I got 4. Well, I guess now I can stop looking for pawn shops, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I could still try to find where the guy got the armor, I guess. We got a description.
I mean, I don't know how long this guy's going to be sticking around. I don't know if we track down his suppliers. He had a weird bag. And he didn't even, count the money.
Weird how?
It was a bag. Not, you know, in that stupid, for a D&D group, I was I think it was a bag of holding.
Okay. That sounds crazy.
I know.
Okay.
We should get to everyone.
Yeah, we probably should. Let's.
But I'm still taking you out to dinner.
Okay, fine.
Gotta spend this money before the cops come.
Right.
And then there's like standing in the alleyway behind us suddenly. The mildly perturbed and always just sort of generally unhappy to see Bill horse
Falcor.
sort of stomping its hoof and looking frustrated. And I like go to get on it to ride away.
Okay. What scene do we open on before you arrive? Like, who are you going to first, or is this at the clubhouse?
That's a good question. Well, okay, so
You probably have some kind of bat signal.
it's beepers.
Yeah.
Beep signal.
Bad
So do we
beepers.
just beep everyone? Do we beep everyone and somebody doesn't show up and we have to go get them? Does our paramedic carry our beeper along with the other beeper? Like, how many beepers do you have?
I think one beeper can get 2 different numbers called into it.
Yeah.
I am not familiar with beeper technology whatsoever.
I am more familiar with beeper technology than I should be.
There's a box on your hip that like beeps. I know
It's
that.
it's just a phone.
So
That's the
let me say
name,
that
so I assume it's true.
there's no such thing as a modern beeper, but the most recent models of beepers, you can have up to 10 numbers tied into them. It tells you which number it's calling, and yeah.
And a short message.
Okay.
Well, I
No.
vaguely remember. Well, no, like a numeric message. Like you're supposed to
Yeah.
beep them with a phone number.
Yeah.
That was the
Yes.
original idea. So like we have a number that means our group, basically. And I don't know why I just did air quotes. I don't have a
It's like the number of our school, like the school number, the district number of our old school.
Yeah.
You get a
Oh.
beep, all it says is PS 111.
411, something like that.
PS 616 or something like that, like something that's like the original version of the thing.
Yeah, that's probably better. The 616 is the signal, and then the police station has got to be something else. But whatever. Yeah. All right. So,
Well, I just realized that. Well, no, if they're both 616, is it because they were both certain sections of Detroit and the police station stuck around after the school disappeared?
Oh,
Ooh.
It is.
I like it. I like it.
How horrifying.
oh my God. No, you don't understand how awesome this is. I thought
There's
616 is the
an entire
area
chunk
code
of
for Grand
Detroit.
Rapids.
Has all this,
Oh god. Oh god.
all of its public sector works are there except for the elementary school. There's a high school with the number 616, no elementary school.
I think we all know what happened to the elementary school.
Yeah. Okay. That was awesome. All right, I'm super happy. So, somebody's already there, or Adam, do you arrive at all? Like, what's going on with you?
So I think Roland probably is just finishing, like just waking. He probably woke up mid-afternoon, I'm guessing. I don't know. I've never ran a night shift before, so I don't know what your schedule looks like. But I imagine, 6 to 8 hours of sleep past like midnight to 7, 6. I don't know how long the EMT shifts are either.
12 to 8 to 4 to midnight.
Yeah, but do you still run full 8-hour shifts as an EMT, or do they?
Or sometimes you do 16 or more too.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say around here it's very often to do day on, day off.
The longest you can legally work is 24 hours straight. 3 shifts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if it's a light day for you, you probably get off at 8 a.m. and you've been awake since 4, which is probably just enough to get your morning coffee. if Roland is a coffee drinker or a caballero.
Yeah, I imagine he probably is now. So yeah, I'd just be getting up when getting my sleep-addled mind moving when this happened.
Does everyone show up for the 411 then, or the 616, the emergency number?
Yes. Although it is very clear that Kimmy did not expect the emergency call to come out because she's still wearing her gi.
Has she seen her brother yet?
No, she would have gone to the dojo and not home. So she probably is not aware that he's there or not there as it would. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
When are we flying?
Jonathan, sorry, I scratched my face. Is Joe there as well?
Yeah, I think Joe probably got a text message requesting to show up there and go there.
So did Joe or Kimmy get interrupted in the middle of a thing? Like, do we have the Power Rangers assemble, quick vignette where Kimmy is in the middle of a jump kick and her black belt goes off or something, or
Well, I hope the black belt doesn't go off. That would be awkward. But sure, yes, in the middle of a jump kick, her beeper goes off, which she's wearing on her black belt.
Falling on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there was a formal meeting of the drama club at some point where we were going through reading minutes or something like that, and the apple buzzes and I have to take this, and then just walks out and doesn't come back.
I just have a suggestion for the noise. It's the old ICQ. Oh,
I hate that thing.
All right. And did we decide where your hideout was?
Gardener Shack?
Yeah.
The old maintenance shed.
The only building that remains of the school.
Yeah, now it's a park building.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the park maintenance shed.
Even groundskeeper Willie.
Yeah.
All right.
We also made him a wizard.
I'd like to know that none of that is my fault because I was not in attendance.
No, there was no moderating force in that.
Yeah, that's my role.
He said convincingly.
We indulged ourselves and the results were great.
All right. Yeah. So the next scene opens in this rundown maintenance shed that is extra expansive. It's really it's not a shack. It's not a shed. It's almost a maintenance barn. Right. And there is it's like a 3-tractor shed, if you will.
Okay. It was big.
Yeah, I have no idea if they make sheds that big. When somebody said shed, I imagine the Mysterium murder shack, right? But yeah, it's spacious. Y'all have probably a table in there, or maybe some what do you put in the shack, right? Because there's not everything that was used for maintenance is off to one side. There's a lawnmower and a various tree cutting utilities and extra gas and light bulbs and stuff like that. But it's all on one wall. It's all pushed neatly to this side, and then you have a lot of space just to do stuff with. Is there an old couch in there?
There's definitely a ratty ass floral print couch.
Right, and that old scratchy fabric And it kind of sags in a couple places. And, like maybe there's a couple chairs on the side and like a table that you scavenged from like someplace, like a low coffee table sort of thing. Like one part not Family Guy, but like kind of American Dad-ish stuff, but like old 80s, old 70s, like late 70s stuff. So that it fits in with the 70s decor. Yes, the Mysterium Murder Shack. Thank you. But do you y'all do the corkboard and string thing? Or like how do you keep your notes? Like what do you do?
No one else is. Bill is, because it's like dramatic.
Yeah, I think it is the appropriate stage dressing, so I'm all for it.
I think Bill actually has a degree of like genre awareness or something, which is why he's like, no, this can't go to the cops. It has to be us.
Kimmy is too disorganized to do something like that, but Kimmy almost certainly has an inbox full of clues. You can't see me using air quotes, but there's an inbox. There's an outbox that's completely empty.
Right now, Annie's like going through her pile of Polaroids, trying to find things that represent the path the watches took from the police department to the Gold Rush, and then working to sort of try to reconstruct the path before that using Army surplus goods stores on the corkboard.
Gotcha.
With the red twine.
I mean, I think the path they took from the precinct to Gold Rush was pretty linear. They got in a bag, I got in a van. The van came to Gold Rush, and a fair and legal business transaction was occurred.
Do we know it's a van?
I mean, the cameras don't work at Gold Rush, so no.
I was gonna say, if we know it's a van, that's more detail than we had before.
Well,
Yeah, do I know? Like, did the guy just walk in out of the rain?
So the cameras work, but they're all like obviously disconnected. Sitting at the register, you can see that they're all disconnected from the recording device, but they all have power.
Okay.
So like, he just puffed in through the front door.
Yeah, I mean, guy kicked in the door sufficiently hard that it actually like almost startled me, and I'm unflapped.
I think Kimmy would actually laugh out loud at that.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about it from the other end. Is how did he know there's going to be a bunch of gold watches there? It's not like the police station stocks gold watches normally.
I mean, this is hyper-corrupt 1980s Detroit. Maybe they do.
I imagine that's in character.
I don't think Kimmy has that kind of genre awareness.
Oh God, that's right.
Well, yeah. Well, do we want to like do a quick flashback? Because like Joe will go try and find that out when they was smoozing with the cops.
Okay.
What was up with those watches? Why were there so many watches here? That was so weird. Like, I mean, I guess not even phrasing it so much as that, being a little bit more circumspect, I guess. You know, like when they say something was stolen, like, oh, how horrible was that? You know, well, you had them all here for that, I don't know, retirement
Mass
party?
retirement?
Yeah.
The entire precinct is retiring.
Yes, all the cops. They were one day from retirement.
And you know what it was? It was 17 cops who all graduated police academy at the same day, all started the same day, all been in the same precinct, all those 20 years.
This was a joke we made last time. Like that entire precinct was they put all the cops that were one day off from retirement in the same precinct house.
Because-
What did they expect? It was going to explode.
Or like,
impossible for it not to end in tragedy.
you can't have all of them die, right? Like, it's just gonna happen to one of them, and that way the numbers look okay. All right.
So yeah, I don't know. Do I find out what's up with that?
Yeah. So, like, retirement party doesn't seem like the sort of thing they got to keep up. They would want to keep under wraps, right? It doesn't seem like it's worth having a roll for. But like, if you want information about the event, that would be roll worthy. If you want, if you like, depending on how much information you're pumping the cops for.
Alright, so that sounds like investigate. I probably should have added some tags to that.
But I mean, that's
Like, at all,
fine.
yeah.
So I mean, what exactly are you investigating?
Well, like, why are all the watches there and stuff? What was behind there being so many of them?
So,
I guess who would have known all of that?
So I'm going to take that slide to. Okay, so there was, I'm actually let's. So we it's canonized that they're retirement watches and they're gold watches, but that's like, I have a problem with the fiction layer
I
there.
mean, well, so it could be like there's a bust of a bunch of like actual watches that are like counterfeit Rolexes or something, like actual gold but counterfeit Rolex.
Yeah. Or like they seized in a fraud case or something like that. Like there are reasons to be in there besides just a retirement party.
Yeah, or they're like part of a drug bust, right? Like these were all taken from one drug dealer who just wore them all up and down his arms.
We could just say that there happened to be 17 gold watches turned in that week
Right.
for lost and found.
Or like, were they
which would
asset
be-
forfeitures?
Which would be a really weird conspiracy, but I mean, whatever.
To taunt the dragon into attacking the police station.
So the important part was that you learned, Joe, is that it wasn't like a planned thing, right? It was largely happenstance that so many of these gold watches showed up at the same time, so he's like, yeah, it was weird, like, you know, they were just all in the evidence, but when this guy broke in, he made a beeline straight for it, or didn't make a beeline straight for it. He stopped in every hallway and sniffed the air first.
And like, does the flashback end?
Yeah.
And we get like a couple seconds of Joe, like their voice, but Joe like moving with the
Narrated,
with it, like
yeah.
it's the L cut. And like the guy sniffed the money, the $5,000 that I paid him.
Well, clearly that's a lock then. So probably.
I mean, listen,
Did you coat the money in cocaine?
I don't think Pete's that charitable.
It was
Yeah,
in
but-
bills. It probably started that way.
all the
Which is
money in
the
the Golden Rush has been involved with cocaine.
California snow.
All right, so he found the gold watches and then immediately sold them?
He was in a hurry. He needed he was in and out.
Jeez.
My
It's
favorite
even
kind of
very
customer.
appropriate. Yeah. Because we're a D&D group here. It was just because he wanted the XP for having the treasure gained, and this way
Yeah.
he gets it twice.
Yeah, he was a second edition rogue.
I mean, weird shit happens in this town. I'm just terrified to come up against a guy who's got used magic device.
Yeah, in the background, like Annie's taking notes and like, did Post-its exist in the 80s?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and those are like, there was like a blank wall of, I don't know, corkboard or some sort of like fairly soft plywood or whatever, and she just got covered
Annie has brought Kanban to America.
Nice.
That's a little too early, but
I mean, fuck your linear time.
yeah.
Yeah, no, so this really does sound like an us problem and maybe not a cop's problem, if we're being real.
Saying that.
Yeah, but you're kind of a moron, so...
A lovable moron?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the...
Homer Simpson of our group. So, yeah, this sounds, it's starting to sound an awful lot to Annie like a of some sort. And dragon means mythos. And mythos means let's try not to get burned while we go find that rifle that is probably the spear that slays this dragon.
I mean, good thing we got a knight.
Who likes holding weapons that aren't his, technically. It's great. Yeah, no, that lance that's hanging in Billy Bob's army surplus store.
Jimbo, please.
Jimbo's army surplus store. It's looking mighty fine right about now.
I think Bill has started calling Roland George. As in St. George.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I need to go, and Annie's going to like announce this out loud. I need to go to the library and start looking up newspaper articles about fires. Like, there's no way this dragon came out of nowhere.
I've got a rifle to acquire.
Well, I mean, technically, dragons do kind of come out of nowhere because they're not supposed to be real.
Oh. Wow.
And I imagine like Annie's back is mostly turned to Kimmy when she says this. And Annie's gonna like turn and like cock her head in that way that like an older sibling does when the younger sibling is being impertinent.
I mean, none of us do normal stuff. Like, come on. like Bill is very Bill is the we should all be doing our super rad shit more frequently than we do. And I think everyone else is slightly more realistic in the group.
So
really funny because Billy's super rad shit that he does is like get hungry and find gold.
Yes. and also doesn't afraid of hurt. He has by far the weakest, shittiest powers. And also...
Yeah, so I will be like staring daggers at Kimmy, packing up my
Polaroids.
Well, the Polaroids, I mean, have we determined whether Groundskeeper Willie comes back here or not?
Yes.
He does.
Generally,
No, you've determined it.
Yeah.
He's semi-adult supervision for our shenanigans.
Right.
Okay, so this is the person that's like the groundskeeper,
confidant,
the advisor.
Right.
He's 100% in on what's going on.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the clued in
Okay.
confidant for your crew.
Mr.
Right, then I would leave my research stuff here that I've already done and like grab one of the stack of like legal pad notebooks that's over in the corner and like reload my Polaroid camera and whistle for my dragon to come pick me up. I don't know how it works.
Dear luck, dragon.
Hey, those aren't real.
No, they just come out of nowhere.
which is exactly what Kimmy would say.
Which is like, like as soon as it happens, Kimmy's like, yeah.
I think Kimmy and Bill say it at the same time, and then both like sneer at each other. Also, I just realized that the wizard are Waldo Butters.
Oh god. Oh god.
All right.
He's got a skull called Horatio
So
or Hob.
once Annie runs off to start researching Dragonfire, Kimmy decides that acquisition of the Dragon Lance is the most important thing for the rest of them to be doing. And of course, Kimmy has no qualms about breaking the law, so...
And a giant hammer that smashes windows real well.
Yeah, exactly.
Real well.
Why don't I just talk to him?
I'm trying to figure out if Bill would actually go and, like, help with the rifle. Because he's probably better at figuring out where the fuck a dragon is hiding. Mechanically.
Yeah.
And also doesn't want to be with Kimmy and does want to be with Annie.
Bill just like walks out of the shack and starts sniffing the air for gold.
Specifically, it's hunger.
I feel hungry in this direction.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't Kimmy and Joe go talk to the rifle guy?
Okay, yeah.
Stick into a smash and grab while I distract him.
So Joe and Kimmy travel across town when Kimmy is wearing nothing but her practice gi with her belt holding up her field hockey stick and beeper. That's not conspicuous.
Do you have like a weapon sling for your field hockey stick?
Like it's a bow bag or something for your field hockey stick?
No, she has it through the gi belt right now.
I feel like the real question is, do you have shoes?
Yeah.
No.
She's wearing those blue slippers.
Okay.
Just the blue slippers that you're not supposed to wear outside.
All right, Adam, what is Roland doing?
So I think his idea was with helping to find where this dragon might be layering, where dragons like to defend their hordes if they have one, so that maybe there's some weird burn cases that came in to the hospital that he could probably pull records for.
Yeah.
So it's probably just an assist or something on dragon research.
Okay.
I definitely probably can't do it myself, but...
All right. So we got two crews. Let's do crew smash and grab at the Millsap first, because I am super curious how this is gonna. Oh, pain.
Convince him first. Okay.
The plan is actually to convince him first, but plan B is smash and grab.
Okay.
So here's the real question that we should probably answer before this starts happening. Do portable police scanners exist yet?
No.
Because Annie would have one if they do.
She might have a radio though.
Like, have I been slipped a radio by Eddie, or like taken one off somebody? Because that's just the way I am. Like, the major conflict in my head is like, I would know things, but it's illegal.
She would have tasked Kimmy to steal one, I'm sure. I need a police radio, and Kimmy's like, whatever. Doesn't even ask why.
Kicks a cop. Like there's probably like a citizens band that Eddie contacts you on instead.
Okay.
Because like sense. I don't think there's, to my recollection, there was no like portable police scanner or things like that. Like you had to have like a ham radio set up or like a CB radio set up to talk.
All right. That's
fair.
fair.
I don't remember them being portable.
Yeah.
Okay. Because like fire bands, especially, I remember scanners were a thing around that time, but like they were not portable; they were big.
All right. Yeah. Because my only question would be like, would Annie find out as soon as the silent alarms went off and the cops were called on their breaking and entering?
Only if she was at home on the scanner, sort of thing.
Okay.
Or in the shack, probably. It's probably in the back of the shack.
There probably is, a scanner in the shack.
Yeah.
Almost certainly.
With like bunny ears. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, team talk and smash. So, you you roll up to, I'm going to go ahead and open these moves here. So you roll up to Jimbo's giant milsurp, and let's see. There's got to be something between you and victory, right? So what's the complication here? The complication is that Jimbo already sold it, maybe?
Or, I mean, the cops are here.
Yeah, why would the cops be there?
Because Jimbo's on the take. Or he's...
On the...
Jimbo's flipped, rather.
But, like, what would they be here for? Because he didn't sell it you anything, so he didn't break the law.
It's still suspicious. It's still like this teenager wanted to buy this gun, and that's fucked up. And I think he's onto me. I think I've been rumbled by a teen. I don't know. That's...
yeah, like, put that in the back pocket for that's an interesting thing. For right now, we're gonna have no, it's probably just there. Yeah. It's fine. Yeah, Jimbo's there, and he's talking to a handful of airsoft buddies in front of the register, and they're like, they're arguing over which model airsoft rifle is better for like indoor outdoor range play. Like I don't airsoft either. But,
light shenanigans.
Yeah. So like what's the play here? What do y'all do?
Well, because Joe insisted that we don't just break into the building and steal what we want, Kimmy is going to let Joe take the lead.
I'm gonna grab water. Keep talking.
All right. So I guess I'll go try and create a distraction for you. Okay.
Okay.
When you see the opportunity, just grab it and go. Okay.
Okay. Kimmy is not really a questioner. She's a doer.
Like originally, I was going to try and get him to donate it to like a police charity thing, but if him and his friends are already arguing, I only have one play here.
Yep.
It's going to become much worse, much worse. So like I just go up, I start talking to him, and you're like, oh, you're talking about the championship model? Yeah, Jimbo was telling me about that last week, and he said it's the best. He would know, because I mean he's the best shot here. I keep building up on that kind of thing, and I don't know what I'm gonna like roll for which of these buttons here, but I really am just trying to get them all arguing with each other and basically, completely, totally distracted from what Kitty's doing.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and roll sneak around, since that seems to be applicable, right?
Well, let's roll convince for Joe first.
Okay.
And based on the outcome of that, we'll have modifiers, statuses given to the crowd of airsoft friends.
Okay.
So I'm going to tag innocent demeanor, backhanded compliments, intuit the heart's desire, mass bedlam, and it's all about me on this roll.
Okay.
If that all makes sense to you. So hey, shockingly.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
What does a tier 5 like? What does that look like? Did you just start a line brawl in a military surplus store?
Well, I think they all leave.
Maybe.
Right? They all go out the back to do like
outside.
To smoke and continue their argument?
No, like to shoot, right? Like
Yeah,
they go full on like there's a guy now throwing cans up into the air in the back alley doing the Hogan's Alley thing, and like they're all shooting cans, like making a shitload of noise and entirely distracted.
Okay.
Like a tier 5, yeah, they're like gone, and like 2 of them are fighting.
Congratulations, Joe. You caused a Donnybrook.
This is only my third Donnybrook today.
I was gonna say, oh, it's Tuesday again.
Don's missing. Must be Tuesday. Yeah. So y'all are alone in an. You were left alone in a military surplus store.
Okay, so I was gonna tag Warrior and Ruthless as well as Stealthy for Kimmy, but I don't know if that's such a good idea now because the Ruthless Complete Warrior would probably take all kinds of shit.
Yeah, if you leave without taking something awesome, I think that we're gonna have to talk about weaknesses.
Yeah.
Well, that's also that could be very easily be a crack in that that theme, right? Like I totally left
a fade on the mythos. I believe
body
this
armor
is the
there,
phrase. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fade on the mythos. If that's
All right. So I guess
Hey, no offense.
Kimmy's reaction is to simply just grab one of the duffel bags that's lying around and start filling it. But I mean, mission first, right? So she goes right to the wall and pulls down the dragon lance.
What's up with the attention to like themes and stuff like that? Because like, should that be something for the one voice of Discord?
So when you tag, when you or someone else tags one of your weaknesses, you mark attention. When you fill the attention meter, you can advance the that theme, which means you can add a new power tag or add a new weakness tag.
Yeah, I probably should have taken the weakness.
Or pick one of the moves. Yeah.
Because like I always forget that the weakness tags are basically just tags. Again, because like that one is source of strife, which probably should have been tagged. Anyway,
However, somebody, if they really, really wanted to screw us at this point, could tag the giant hammer weakness, which is that Kimmy can't stop, collaborate, or listen.
Well, I mean, the reason that if you want to tag that on yourself, that's effectively it's a hard move, something like that. What was it called? 240 something. Core moves.
And as far as what's going on now, this has gone from sneak around to take a risk, but
yeah, because like if you're doing just a grab, like it was probably like a the chance that somebody can look around looking from outside.
yeah. But like they're now into legitimately just straight up stealing shit, which is it's not really what sneak around is for, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's no smash and grab.
Yeah, so this is probably take a risk. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and also use that weakness tag because that makes a lot of sense here. She is now off plan, so I'm gonna roll take a risk. This will hopefully not go poorly.
yeah.
Wow. So you boxcard them dice.
Good lord. Sweet Chan rolls to take a risk somehow. So, have you ever seen, God, what is that Simon Pegg movie?
Which one?
Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz. Yes.
I know that's what you're talking about already.
Oh.
The gear up.
Yep.
Yeah.
He comes out with shotguns like wings.
Yeah.
Like antlers or something. Yeah, off the side of
Yeah. Kimmy leaves the Milsurp store looking less like a karate champ, and more like
Female Rambo.
yeah, like you've got knives strapped to every extremity, they're guns, like multiple duffel bags filled with. I mean, they're military surplus weapons. So it's not like you don't have like a MAC-10 or anything automatic, but there are shotguns and rifles and like. Yeah, I think that's about the extent that you can pick up there, and like
as Kimmy walks through the door, there's definitely a flock of doves that fly across shot.
Yeah.
It's like the shadow of a cross is being projected from across the street.
The audience just sees a montage of her gathering weapons, and then she walks out, and of course, yes, there are birds flying across the shot.
And it's raining in slow motion.
Yeah.
But she's not.
I just picture Joe coming out afterwards, like having grabbed a Coke out from behind the counter or something. Like, what do we do now?
Well, no, just like I stole something. I feel so adventurous.
Like, Kimmy's got aviators on, even though it's it's pushing like 7 o'clock in the evening.
Like my favorite piece of image though is that, like, how tall is Joe compared to Kimmy?
Oh, I mean, I guess taller than Kimmy, yeah.
Like, does Joe like walks out? Like Kimmy like walks out the door and like looks badass and like in all of her stuff with a duffel bag of guns,
Right?
And then like Joe walks out and Joe's like a chest taller than Kimmy, drinking a Coke.
Right, like Kimmy turns and like doesn't turn her head, like turns the whole body because she's got like 3 flak jackets on.
3 camping cooking supply jackets.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Right. I have no idea if any of that was great, but it sounded perfect to my ears at the time, so we'll see. Yeah, so after looting the store of functionally everything Kimmy could carry, the winner of the Nickelodeon sweepstakes for the meal syrup store, Kimmy walks out, and we flip over to the calm, subdued people who are hitting the books, but perhaps literally. So the other three went to the library.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I technically went to the hospital.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would be like, Annie is like sitting in a microfiche machine with like a stack of the last 3 years newspapers next to her, like very efficiently, like whipping through them in a practiced manner,
Right.
looking for information.
I think we get a shot, and it's like Annie on one end of like the room, probably like towards the camera, burning through all this microfiche, and sort of at the back, in like the opposite corner of shot, is Bill like sitting at a table with just like a bunch of like pop divination stuff,
Okay.
like dice, a deck of tarot,
At
like
least 3 prisms.
a fucking Ouija board, and just like it's all of this like the mystical like that he uses for his clairvoyance powers.
Oh. Do you have any like jade?
Got like rough quartz.
Yeah.
There's no value in jade.
Back to my fucking Betazoid.
Yeah. Deep cuts, deep unaired cuts, but yeah.
Yeah. Did that actually not ever see air? Oh, I really like that.
No.
Yeah, it was
no,
good. We should
yeah.
share that.
I mean, should we? Anyways.
That was a great campaign.
So yeah. I just want because there's a remove between the two of them, and I think that that's important to like highlight.
Yeah, like maybe because the microfiche computer stuff would probably be like on the first floor, right? And then like maybe there's like a balcony over the top, and you can see Billy sitting at the table, and then we're both facing sort of the same direction.
Well, like,
right? Doing our thing.
We're
are you
both,
positions?
like, in a corner of the screen, facing an opposite direction.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
I think Billy is in the lower corner and Kimmy is above him,
Yes.
Okay.
because that feels more like what, like, from depending on whose perspective it is. Now, I like that. Yeah. Okay. And then like the camera pans again, and it's rolling to the hospital, like going through HIPAA violations.
Just like snuck into
The records room.
office. And just like,
Way before HIPAA.
Yeah,
Um,
but it didn't exist at that point, man.
yeah, this is
Fuck
totally
our
above
linear
board,
time.
Mike.
Fuck linear time. All right. So, like, how does group rolling work?
think there's aid move.
Okay.
Not clearly. The only I could see is change the game, which I don't know if it really applies to like a normal standard. Just like add aid.
Okay. Pause.
I would say that the most convenient way would be to allow somebody to borrow one of your tags.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing is, are any of us actually working together?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually.
Because we just established all that distance between the three of us.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, maybe one of us picks and rolls something, and I'm definitely happy to let Roland do something on screen this session.
Oh, my rolls are terrible, so sure.
I mean, take the shot, right? I mean, I can see. I think we can probably find like one of us can be investigating, and one of us can be rolling a change of the game. Like, how do you fight a dragon? Where is the dragon? Do we know these things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of us can be taking the risk of looking through hospital files.
Yeah, that's definitely a take the risk. I call that daring. All right, Adam. Let's have you take the risk first.
Okay, I'm trying to see what one of my tags is supposed to be real quick. Because I don't know if I can actually use it or not. This is under training. No, that doesn't actually help. Shit. Okay, so if this is a take the risk, I only have one power tag I can tag, which is just that I'm a paramedic, so I might know where the records are.
I mean, you can tag anything that you think is relevant.
But that's I don't have anything else relevant in like this situation. I mean, I'm not under threat of like physical bodily harm, which is what most of my stuff is apparently geared towards. Everything else, yeah, no, it's just a. I mean, if anything, I have a weakness that applies, which
just say tag a weakness, get some XP,
right?
Yeah.
And
Let's
then
start the chase scene, friend. Let's do this.
A player can burn a help or a hinder to interfere or help you as well. So like,
how does that work?
So
I definitely will.
You have your let's see if it's on your character sheets.
Oh, well, the burn tags?
Yeah. So Bill, for example, has not here, someplace else. A dandelion.
Well, so Roland can burn one of their own tags to essentially guarantee success.
Oh.
Right. To raise your level of success to the next thing.
right.
Or to count as though you rolled a 10, I guess is actually the way it works in this game.
And crewmates can help or interfere with each other's moves by spending juice, including help and hurt points, to give each other helpful or impeding statuses.
Or help and hurt points. I totally forgot about those.
Yeah.
Or change the environment to support or hinder the move, etc.
We
The
haven't
simplest
really
way
collected
is
juice
to
yet.
spend a help point or hurt point to give them a positive or negative temporary status.
Well, we can be collecting juice right now, actually.
Yeah. By rolling your investigations, you can get extra juice. I believe that's how that works.
Well, I'm just going to be, for now, we'll just see how this goes. I'm basically rolling on a flat roll because I'm tagging power tag EMT paramedic. That's how it's supposed to be written as a bonus, but then my weakness is I'm on night shift. I really shouldn't be here, so it's more obvious that if someone sees me.
Well, and here's, I'll tell you this, I'll forewarn you, right? Like, that's going to be a crack in your avatar.
In the night?
Logos?
What's that?
In the logos or in the mythos?
In the logos. Because that's like,
So if it's a crack, does that mean I shouldn't be tagging weaknesses? I thought weaknesses were...
No, you can tag your weakness. That's no. I just mean like if you get caught, right? It's a So, it's not quite that way. Cracking the identity is what I was thinking. But when your identity demands you act or speak in a given way and you don't, mark a crack in the identities thing.
Yeah, like I would imagine crack would be like if I was supposed to be on shift at night and I didn't show up.
Right.
That sounds like it's a crack.
Right.
I think if you got in like logistical trouble that might injure your ability to do the thing, like is there like what was that paramedic like if you were censured as a paramedic looking through records you weren't supposed to be, I think you could probably call that crack too.
Sure.
Or fade or whatever it's called.
Let's just see how badly I screw up the roll first here.
It's a crack for identity, fade for mystery.
It was a 10. So there was all that lead up.
Everyone's just gangbusters tonight. Awesome. Okay. So a 10 is you do it somehow. So you succeed.
You're not glitches, flaws, or complications. Yeah.
It's like that scene in a John Hughes movie where they have to do something that doesn't really seem on the up and up, but they pull it off anyway, and everyone's all excited except for the people involved.
Yeah. So
imagine there's some part of the scene where I'm hiding behind a filing cabinet as someone in for a record.
Yeah. So okay. So if you had rolled more than a 12 here, this would have been a dynamite outcome for taking the risk. And you
Isn't it only if you've improved to be able to get dynamites in the first place?
Is that the case?
I thought dynamites were part of it.
Several character improvements can make a core move dynamite. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Okay. So, through some like a lot of where these are, right? They're not hidden particularly. It's a filing system. You're familiar with with where these records go, because all medical personnel know everything about how to file historical medical reports, because that's what TV has taught me. And so you make your way to the burn section, which is under B for burn, and because you want to look at old burn victims, right?
Yeah, I'm looking for oddities and like people more severely burned than normal fire. The fire should have been warranted or whatever.
Gotcha. And you make it there, and you come up with a handful of things, a handful of files, and it's not immediately clear where they correlate, but one of these happened just a few days ago.
That's good.
And you've got and you get their name, and I'll give you their name in a second once I pull their name out of the internet real quick. Sure. So you got a file with the person's name on it, and they were badly burned. They suffered like subcutaneous burns on their on their arm and like chest area, in like a strange pattern, but they were discharged from the hospital without more rapidly than expected. Right? They made a quick recovery.
Interesting.
Yeah, 2 days is pretty fast for a burn.
It wasn't 2 days. It was like a week. But oh wait, because I said it happened just a few days ago. Yeah, we'll just roll with that. Sorry. Yeah, the guy's name is Eric Most.
Okay.
Done. Okay. And next, which one of you all want to roll next? Are we doing the divination powers of Billy, or the microfiche powers of not Anna? Annie.
Like Annie, get your gun.
Okay. Yeah, am I So, do you want to roll to try to create juice with your divinations, and I'm investigating, or the other way
I think
around?
I'm trying to find this dude's lair because I don't particularly care where he's been. I care where he is, so we can go and put a spear in his chest.
Okay. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I am trying to figure out things we can use against this guy, both in terms of like if I can tell where he's been, if I can tell weird things about how his abilities work, if I can recognize his actions, that kind of thing. So I'm going to call mine the change in the game, but if that's okay. I'm going to tag hard nose for trouble, dogged and determined, budding investigative journalists, impossible, good luck and fortune. But that's probably what I got. And then I'm also focused to the point of obliviousness, and I overthink everything.
Is everything a pro or a con?
Those are both cons.
Okay.
Those last two are my
Weakness tags.
Weakness tags on both of my like regular person power sets. Then I will change the game, and it's 9.
Good. Okay. Cool. So you get juice equals 2.
Power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I can spend juice 1 for 1. I get 2 juice. Effects related to the tags I used. Yeah. So I will just I'll hold on to them. I can burn one player character's tag. Fuck you, burnt. Okay, yeah. So I will hold on to that, and I will throw some statuses at us. That let me throw it. I'm going to throw a 2-point status on this person we're trying to track. A tier 2 status.
Okay.
It's just like we've got your number.
I have you now.
I have you now. You have no secrets from me.
Awesome. Okay.
Come have at you. I'm gonna see what spooky goth magic can turn up. I don't know if this is Like, I feel like we've done a lot of investigation at this point, but I think it's still probably investigate, figure out where his lair is, so we can go there and beat him up.
I mean, you could look beyond the mist too if you want to flavor it differently.
Yeah.
I would. Sorry. I would like to petition to change my.
No, it's already done.
Okay.
Yeah.
To meddling kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way,
Sure,
that's
yeah.
a fun book if you haven't read it yet.
I don't believe I have.
It's what happens if the Scooby gang grew up. It's fun. I enjoyed it.
Nice.
Yeah. So you're gonna investigate. So Andrew, were you saying you're doing?
Probably investigate. But
Okay.
Adam suggested look beyond the mist, which I can't find anywhere.
It's right for investigate in the manual, page 260.
Look beyond the mist. Interesting. Play it out like the investigate move, but roll plus mythos instead. On a hit, you get clues equal to mythos.
Just only a +2 max for
Yeah.
now. But you get to talk to your inner self instead of.
Yeah, that does seem like more fun. And hey, why not fuck up, right?
Yeah. What happens when you look into the howling darkness within you that hungers for
The hungry,
Right.
the hungry darkness
Yeah.
within.
So I will roll +2. I don't even know if weakness tags apply to this.
No, I don't think you do. There's no real. It's not related to powers at all. It's just.
Yeah. Good.
Oof. Okay.
I've rolled 3 on 2d6.
So let's see.
And then added 2. I mean, it's a good thing we got his number, or we're meddling kids.
And it says nothing about what happens on a miss. I don't know if there's a GM book.
No, I think it's, GMs get to.
Yeah, I've got a list of GM moves. So that Full Mist triggers a hard MC move. Complicate things big time. Deny them something they want. Make something horrible happen. Turn their move against them. Give a status. Reduce or remove a status. Burn a tag or force them to choose.
Good times.
When you look beyond the mist, you add the number of mythos themes. Okay, cool. On a hit, you receive a number of clues. On 79, you choose a complication from their list, from the list given and investigates. What's the complications? Okay, your investigation exposes you to danger. Clues are fuzzy. Can I ask you one question as well? Okay, like, so your mythos is about hunger for gold, right?
Yeah. One, like the hunger that drives men.
A hunger out of the belly kind.
That can be banished by bacon or beans.
I'm fairly sure that Bill will be totally into Hungry Man meals.
So, like, I like the idea of somehow triggering
well, so I think part of it is like I get a sense. I like tell Kimmy I'm leaving, but she's what is it, like obsessed to the point of obliviousness?
Yeah.
And so like Kimmy, like, you know, I'll see you tonight, and just like and then I leave the library.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And then I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So and you get a sense for
horrible
things.
Shit happens to me.
Right. And we'll cut back in a second. In the meantime, I think the other four have concluded their investigation / grab egg session. And are y'all meeting back up at the hideout?
Yeah, there's nowhere else to go with as many arms and armaments as a high school girl can carry.
All right, you're 1/4 way completed the gun wall.
Okay. And of course, we didn't get stopped. What is the transportation method that Joe and Kimmy used to get all these guns back to the hideout?
It's Detroit. They took the bus.
Bro, they took the bus, obviously.
Okay.
I could have also dropped them off too.
Seems fine. Yeah, I guess
Roland has a vehicle.
Roland isn't working here.
Yeah. Do you have a
no one would find it weird that a girl wearing slippers and a karate gi gets on board a bus with more weapons than most people see in their entire lifetimes.
Yeah.
More to the point, who is going to
bro.
go up and say anything about it?
Right. It's nature's way of saying do not touch.
Like, there are some things in Detroit you just don't step to. And one of those is a teenage Asian girl wearing a gi, a beeper, and her body weight in firearms.
You see, like, that's weird. I should not say a damn thing.
Well, this chapter of my book is particularly interesting.
Or just, well, this is a day I will literally forget as soon as humanly possible. God, don't look at me and recognize my face.
The bus driver only has one question. What's the hockey stick for?
Right. Yes. It's also possible the mist helps you.
Yeah. Yes, the mythos covers up the fact that you're carrying,
Well, they just forget about it.
a mid-sized arsenal.
Just sitting there with a clipboard. God of War. Yeah, no, we can just,
Check.
Okay.
The best part is these weapons just gonna like live in the shed?
Probably. Yeah, just like we gotta make sure that we include gun shed, right? So what's the play? You guys have stuff. You've got 2 bits of information. You got a name. You got Eric Most. and you got the microfiche stuff. You're on the meddling kids tag on Smog Dragon Man.
Okay, yeah. So, are we any closer to actually knowing where this person is? If blew the roll to find them?
I mean, Bill walked off.
Oh, yeah, okay. We should go find Bill then.
Actually, I think that's the first thing that Kimmy would ask as she finishes putting their arsenal away. Where's Bill?
Would Kimmy actually ask that?
Yes, because she hates him. So his absence would be noticed.
Would be noticed.
Did you get rid of him finally?
Yeah.
So did you dump Bill?
Yeah, just like, oh, it finally happened.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'd have a good answer. Or would have noticed that Bill wasn't there anymore.
But, I mean, you've got a substantial amount of clues, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah. Yeah. We've got, like, a ton of information. Roland's coming back with some, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, also, like, mechanical currency-wise, between Annie and, I think, Kimmy or Joe, there's, like, 9 or 10 clues floating around that you can just spend to ask questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Adam, Roland's got this information about Eric Most, burn victim, and like they talk about the fire having an extremely high temperature that it was able to rapidly burn through dermis and subdermis, and in like an odd blast or splash pattern, and Annie got a good deal of information on So you were trying, like, you did that to, I'm not sure like how we explain that, but it's basically a 2-tag meddling kids status infliction, right?
Yeah, so just like I compiled a list of things that I think like we should aim for the scale that's not there because that's a dragon thing, you guys.
Right.
Yeah, or like the dragon will be sitting on his hoard because that's what they do. So this guy's like operating under mythos. We can expect that this rule and this rule and this rule will all be true. So, yeah.
All right. And Kimmy and Joe have an arsenal, including the old Springfield bayonet fixed. Yeah, what's the next step? How are you gonna push forward the mystery?
I guess we can. I assume I have Eric's home address. We could probably go see him and ask where he got those wounds. Maybe they'll give us a better location where this dragon's nesting.
Okay. So this guy, he lives out near Trenton, and y'all take a bit of a drive to get out there, and so you come across in Michigan's filled with these kind of like housing complexes near steel mills, and it's just rows upon rows of houses that folk live in. That was effectively company housing at one point in time, and you come up in one of these cookie cutter one floor houses with 3 or 4 rooms and the overhang garage, that sort of thing, and a big tree out front. Yeah, I knock on the door, and there's a right, so this dude runs down the stairs and opens the door, and it's those 70s styles glasses that, you know, the big glasses that like cover more than the eyebrows, and like my glasses are big. These were big back in the 70s and 80s, and he like pushes his hair back to the side, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were the mailman. I ordered some books, and I was expecting more books." And it is a like it's almost a kid, right? I mean, he's out of high school, but like not quite out of those awkward teenage years. He's got like a Ford company jumpsuit on, sort of thing going on.
Okay, so I guess I'm taking lead here for this. So I'm going to say, hi, Eric. My name's Roland. I'm from Detroit Mercy Hospital. I don't even remember where we're from, where my hospital's name is. I'm here working related, just some follow-up questions related to your case. You left our care so quickly. We wanted to make sure these seemed like pretty serious burns. We want to make sure your healing was going okay. And we just had some questions about where you received those burns in the first place.
Well, I mean, it was no big deal.
Say no big deal, but it's pretty serious burns.
Sure. Rich helped me out though. It was all right.
Rich?
Yeah, he's a friend of mine.
Yeah. So does a friend of yours visit you at the hospital?
Yeah. But I'm gonna be late here in a little bit. So I got it over by the old foundry. We were so we've got a neighborhood watch.
And you were patrolling the foundry?
Yeah. We wanted to clean up, the area, make sure that because there were, ne'er-do-wells hanging around. We wanted to make sure that we got the area all cleaned up. So we've been out patrolling, making sure that there's no suspicious going on.
Okay.
And it was just an accident. I bumped into one of those old one of the vats of molten steel, and it was not a big deal.
Okay, well, you should be a little more careful on those patrols here, so you won't get too hurt.
How many of us are there?
I figured like all four of you, right?
Okay, did we all like roll up?
Yeah.
1 second. You bumped into a vat of molten steel?
Well, it's a blast furnace, really. It was yeah.
Was the blast furnace in use at the time?
It was hot.
Annie, I think this is our old shadowy friend in play again.
You're probably right. Great. We should. Do you have your friend Rich's address? We'd like to talk to him about this.
Oh well, we were to go patrol again. If you wanted to come with us,
I would very much like that.
Come
Yes.
with you.
so
Said at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So he says great, and he runs back inside, and he comes back out with a whistle and like this maglite that's got to be 6 feet long. Right.
The staff maglite.
Well, I mean, it's probably, but it's maglites.
It could be a maglite duct taped to the end of a long stick. Like he has a staff with a maglite on the end.
Maybe the maglite.
Staff of the maglite. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that's amazing. And he's like, all right, come on. And he gets on his bike and starts pedaling down the street.
Pulling the staff out to one side.
Yeah.
Or like across the handlebars.
Yep, exactly. And before long, he's super excited because he thinks that he's like, oh, this is great. I knew that once they heard the neighborhood watch catch on, like more and more people would join in, and like and look, and he's like, Hank, we've got this person's from the press. Look, they've got a press badge. It's happening to us, Hank.
Hold up my laminated press.
With your thumb over the
Right.
high school bit.
Yeah, like I'll hold it like this, like.
And Hank's got a slingshot and like a Yorkshire Terrier that's walking with him, sort of thing.
Great. I'll get out my Polaroid camera.
Okay.
This is gonna be worth documenting.
And by the time he's like, okay, and he's like, and so Eric's all super excited. He's like, yeah. So this, so the old McLeod steel foundry, or the old steel mill. So we noticed that the furnaces, the blast furnaces for the iron was coming on late at night. And we thought that was suspicious, so we went and took a look. And like he's just like telling you all about, and we noticed that there were people like hanging out inside. So we chased them off and make sure that nobody was was breaking into the old stuff, because maybe McLeod was going to come back. And we want to make sure that there's still a place for the steel for these people to work. And at this point, Eric and Hank has been joined by their friend Bobby, who has a bat, and that's the thing that he carries on his neighborhood watch. And Rich is wearing like a bathrobe sort of thing. Sorry.
So none of them are going to comment on the fact that slung over her back, Kimmy has a firearm, an ancient firearm, but still a firearm.
Are you carrying it like open, or do you have it in some sort of case?
I honestly don't know that Kimmy would think to cover it up.
It might just be in the trunk of the car too, though.
Okay, it might be in the
because you're crammed to the back of a 2-door car here. So I imagine there's these like 4 bikes next to this Charger, just like idling down the road as they go, like talking to us.
Only Eric has a bike.
Oh, okay. So they're just 3 are walking.
The other 3 are walking. And Rich, the guy in the bathrobe, he introduces himself to you as Presto.
So was Rich the one that helped him? Did he say helped him get better?
Yeah.
Was it? So when we see other people with mythos, is there like a Highlander, you recognize another immortal kind of thing?
I think only if the mythos comes out, right?
So you've seen the mythos, okay.
Right. Like unless you come across some sort of like relic-y thing, it's probably only when something triggers.
Okay. No, and nobody flinched at Kimmy in her like battle armor and carrying a giant.
So yeah, let me roll that back. Is Kimmy like? Are you decked for war with a gun open, or do you have it in the towel, or is it in the car?
Kimmy is not in currently war goddess mode, but she is definitely carrying that gun in the car. Much to Roland's dismay and his many objections.
Watch that back windows even go down?
I mean, this like says, there's a 2-door car. There's not much of a back window.
Right.
Her plan is to have Roland use the Charger as he spears the dragon.
I was gonna say, yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the back windows go down. The gun is actually like sitting in the back seat, pointing out the driver's side window, ready to be used as the lance.
And Roland like gets out on the side of the car and holds the gun up while like Joe takes the wheel in a fit of panic.
As the way I saw Roland's mythos play out, was that the Charger becomes the Charger. So the car is not it totally converts to the shadow horse, ghost horse, or spectral horse.
That's totally. I'm just thinking like what normals see.
Okay, yeah. I forgot normals. The mist, yeah.
These just look like 2 people.
Right, and this would make an amazing 80s movie, I'm just saying. Okay.
That's what we got here. I'm taking down like all of their names, I'm taking their pictures, writing them on the back of them, documenting the whole experience to the nines.
Okay.
Every time.
Right. Okay, so you've got Eric, Hank, Presto, and Bobby. And the 4 of them are all 3 of them are walking, 1 of them's on a bike. So they are leading you towards the old McLeod steel factory, and Billy, you have also been drawn to the factory.
So was I drawn here or was I taken here?
Taken, I guess, is the right word for it. Right. So like you got that the come and get me sense, right? And yeah, so you show up. You're here at the
Like, I'm trying to figure out if I'm the princess that the dragon has kidnapped.
No.
Okay.
No. That's a cool idea. And I am totally gonna back pocket that and wish I had thought of that earlier. So when you get here, the fires of the foundry are dead. It's out and it's cold. But there's like this sensation that something's still here for you, at least.
Yeah.
Something interesting. So you wind your way through the factory, or are you investigating or hanging out, or like what's the plan here?
I think I'm on autopilot at this point.
Okay.
Like,
So
there's a mystery here, like a mythos mystery, and I'm going to crack it. I told Annie where I was going. She's totally going to be like 5-10 minutes behind me, I swear. She's got my back.
So you wind your way through the factory, this old steel mill, and like you're drawn to the heart of the factory, like where all of these the blast furnaces are, and like there was so there's like this buildup of equipment and stuff all around you, and the control panels or whatever sort of rise to the center. So you're kind of like in the center of the factory, on top of this mound of equipment that controls all the hot iron and steel and stuff. The beating heart of the factory. We're alive, but it's all cold and quiet and dead now. There's like this sense you find something there that's super valuable and mundane, right?
Okay.
I haven't figured out what the mundane thing is, but like it's not something that like
it's like a part mold or something, which is valuable and hard to like replicate. But once you've got it, you can make a bunch of copies of whatever it's for.
Yeah, something in the vein of like the computers work.
Okay.
Right. Or something like that, and I haven't figured out the metaphor for what that is yet. But yeah, that's where you are now.
Okay. I mean, and there's like no obvious signs of life or activity. It just seems quiet and dead, and
yes, it's quiet and dead and cold are the only things that you get, and then you hear voices kind of like echoing down below you from somewhere, excited voices, and Hank and Eric and Bobby and Presto are regaling the other four of this story. It's like, yeah, we found, and then there were these we came inside, and there were these guys that were they were like, we think they were gangsters or like thugs or something like that, and they were forming gangs, and we came in and we scared them all off, and like there was people sleeping here and making their beds and stuff, and now they don't because they're somewhere else now, but that's good because the factory's back and can be used and worked again. And as they get closer to where Billy is, they start changing their tune a little bit, and Hank says, and then I drew my bow. And that's when things get a little weird for y'all. In the mythos sense of the word.
Great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Awesome.
so Kimmy, tell me about your flaws.
Kimmy's flaws. Let's just go over them, I guess, all the way through. So, her warrior identity is not very effective against other people of Chinese descent.
Mm-hmm.
When the hammer is in effect, Kimmy does not hesitate. She is not a team player, and she is definitely not listening to anything anyone says.
Right. Once you get going, it's hard to get down.
Yeah. With her training, she is really, really good at all of the specific things that you would want a trained investigator to be good at, except for putting the pieces together. She is just not capable of it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the final weakness, which is related to Big Brother, is that Jimmy is driven by his need to prove himself. So whenever she is engaging with him, there's always a chance he's going to go a little bit too far.
Gotcha. Okay. So there is the kids, or the young folks, the teenagers / young adults, go from describing a situation of average everyday, of overzealous neighborhood watchmanship to like a running battle through a cavern, like through this twisty turny passages that all look alike. And as they describe this to you, the foundry starts fading away from being a steel mill to being this, brickwork and hewn caves, and like Presto's bathrobe starts getting this filigree tracework on the bottom. And Bobby is no longer carrying a bat, but a two-handed axe, sort of thing.
I'm taking pictures of this.
And the Polaroids are coming out as, overly zealous young adults with like cardboard weapons, or like, in the steel mill.
Costume quest.
Exactly.
So I don't know that the community would necessarily find any of this weird. Like, obviously it's not normal, but is it not normal beyond the scope of things that they've seen since their entire lives were turned upside down?
No, it's probably the sort of thing that you've seen before.
Yeah. So, not at all shocked. But at this point, her plan is still basically wait for Dragon to appear, thrust Spear of Destiny towards Roland, and let him handle the problem.
All right. So the kids reach the climax of the scene they're telling you. It's like, and then that, we drove off the Goblin Horde, and we finally found the Master of the Lair. A giant red dragon, and a mighty battle ensued, and like Hank mimes firing off arrows into the heart of the foundry where Billy is, and like you can hear the rocks plinking off the metal. And we finally managed out, even though Eric took a grievous blow, and he like mimes falling against one of these metal cylinders. We managed to drive off the dragon and secure the dragon's hoard, and now we're safe because the dragon's gone.
Hoard, you say?
Yeah, there was, and they all like talk at the same time, and like
I'm writing all of this down, like as close to verbatim as possible.
Right, like Hank talks about like all the great comic books that he found, and like Eric talks about video games, and like they're all talking about the things that they liberated from the dragon that scrolls of knowledge. And Bobby lifts this bat, and he's like this, this magic battle axe sort of thing.
Okay. Can you take us to where the dragon sword was?
And Billy is there, standing in the center of the foundry.
Well, like you said, it was kind of like above.
Yeah.
So I think I just sort of wave, and I'm like, "Hey, babe."
Hi. Seen any dragons? I will definitely get a Polaroid of Billy.
And he says, no, we drove off the dragon. Dragon's not here anymore.
How long ago was that? When was the last time you saw the dragon?
Oh, I mean, this happened just a couple days ago. Like yesterday? Day before?
Drove off?
Yeah, we weren't able to kill him. It was a big fight. Eric got hurt, and Presto had to cure his wounds.
And, like, you don't think he's coming back?
Well, I mean, we took his horde. What is the dragon going to do? He'll find someplace else.
I don't know that they're the c'est la vie kind of type. I don't know too many laissez-faire dragons. I think he'll be back.
Yeah, pretty likely. My research also indicates.
So, like, I think at this point, Joe's just looking outside towards the sky, just like waiting.
And there's like a car door slams somewhere, right?
Ah, there we go.
And
So you said like the computers were working?
Yeah.
Is there any way I could like spark this place up and draw them out?
Yeah, you can absolutely turn everything on.
Yep.
And like, so you fire everything up?
Yeah.
All right, and like, the machines like start clanking to life, and the rollers start rolling, even though they don't have any metal yet. And then like slowly things start coming on, and the giant iron blast furnaces begin to glow cherry red, and man, my throat's killing me. And like from there's like a shadow that is cast over you, Bill. And from the far door walks the guy that sold you the watches. He's got that cigar that he's chomping on, that long angular face, and he's got like a trench coat sort of thing, like a big heavy jacket that he's wearing. He says, "What the hell are you kids doing in my steel mill?"
I take a Polaroid of him.
He takes out the cigar and blows smoke in your direction.
There's like a burst of wind from behind me as like a dragon lands. We were following these folks through what they said was a patrol that they do down here. I'll snap another Polaroid.
So, well, this is it's not a safe place for kids, and they shouldn't be here.
Is it not a safe place for kids because you burnt those kids? I'll take another bullet.
Well, I mean, you could hardly be. It's dangerous. It's not my fault if people are playing on machinery and get hurt.
What about somewhere else, like say a police station? Snap a Polaroid.
Would a police precinct be safer?
Click.
I surely do not know what you are talking about. So some more pictures.
So in the backseat, Kimmy is now urging Roland to charge.
My dragon is like curling around me semi-protectively, like, but I'm ducking past it to click. Shake, 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 shake.
So, the man says, "Look, this is my spot. This is I found a fair and square, and I'm gonna squat here. And no nosy kids are gonna drive me off for too long. So y'all need to get out of here and go back to doing what you're doing before." Yeah. You don't. There's no right for you to come into my home and drive me off.
We can go back to what we were doing before this. Before this, we were looking for a guy for whoever killed a bunch of cops. Click.
Well, you don't really want to find that person, do you?
Better us than the cops.
Click. Shake, 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 shake. And this whole time, the flashbulb was just going off in this guy's face.
You're trying to provoke him to attack you, I guess.
I'm documenting the situation and fully willing to deal with a provoked dragon in the scenario.
Him to go mythos on us or something.
Pretty much. That's what I'm trying to get to happen.
Okay.
So, one thing though, I mean, before we go, why the watches?
Click.
Lies.
Did you really say one more thing to a guy in a trench coat with a cigar?
Just one more thing.
Did you really ask a guy in a trench coat about watches?
What you buying? What you selling? Lies. They smelled so pretty after losing my previous haul that I couldn't help myself.
I can understand that.
So, Kimmy, that's a completely reasonable argument.
We are what we are, if you understand what I'm saying.
I switched to a notebook and I'm taking down statements from the suspect now.
How did you get driven off by them?
That's a really good question.
I imagine our would-be barbarian's like gotten his knot axe caught in something in the back.
Right. They're all like 5 feet behind you in battle formation, but like takes a step back every time anyone of you take a step back. It's like, you don't really want to didn't want to kill anybody. Wait, no, that's not true.
That's not true at all.
Yeah, because you killed a whole bunch of cops. All right, so
Cops don't count, apparently.
all right, let me roll that back a second. So they got lucky, right? Everybody's got a weakness, and like he moves his trench coat, and there's like a hole in his shirt, right? Sort of thing.
And
Well, apparently magic dragon fire.
so, follow-up question then. Actually, it's like probably like follow-up question then, boss. If that's what some punks getting lucky were able to pull off, my buddy over there with the finely crafted Springfield 1903.
A fixed authentic bayonet.
You got to be asking yourself one question.
Is that really silver?
Wait a second, don't I know you?
I don't know.
Snap. Take a second.
I'm very bad at remembering faces.
I'm professionally terrible.
Professional skill.
Yeah.
I'm professionally face blind.
Hey, Bill, how long have we been talking to this guy?
It's got to be about 5 minutes now.
I'm just pointing out the watch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Good question.
That's,
I mind looking at it earlier. I don't know if any.
I saw it.
It just went below frame, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
that also smells delicious.
It's my natural musk.
Nah,
To which Annie will like wrinkle her nose slightly.
Kimmy makes a gagging
So-
motion.
to answer your question, not particularly. Lucky punk.
Right.
Right.
I mean, are we murderers like that? Like, this dude actually seems reasonable. He murdered a bunch of cops. And, like, would have murdered those kids, but they got lucky. But I'm not seeing that.
I'm honestly kind of surprised Discord hasn't just jumped in here and
Yeah.
some damage. I mean, I think
Jonathan's thinking about it.
I'm like 10 seconds away from pointing out I'm carrying the magic alluring apple.
yeah, like
I-
the most
yeah.
attractive
Fucking good.
treasure in the universe.
I'm also, like, tempted to just walk up to the dude, put my hand on his shoulder, and, per one of my powers, terrorize with a glimpse of one's death.
Is it here? Is it now?
Right.
It could be.
This is a quick frame of a tiny Chinese girl standing with the
Well, it's like-
shotgun.
It's like I put my hand on his shoulder, and, like, there's just a countdown from 10.
Just big flashing numbers. Yeah, I don't know if Annie would want to kill this guy or what, like, her concept of justice and or doing the public good is in this scenario.
Annie, to me, seems like a fucking cop.
A little bit. She's also like, I don't know. She's the least violent member of the group in a lot of ways. So, I don't know.
Meanwhile,
where
okay.
she's come down.
Meanwhile, Kimmy is still encouraging Roland to charge.
Yeah, no, I fully expected
Yeah.
like our knight in shining armor, our ancestral violence god, and our literal mythological embodiment of you gotta fight that guy, right? Would have had this situation done by now.
So
But
I think I am going to pull out the apple and take a selfie with him in the background frame. Just make sure it's super obvious that I have it. You know, like.
I take a Polaroid
Oh,
of
what?
you taking a selfie.
Go fuck yourselfie.
Yeah, and basically I'm going to draw his attention to the apple and how shiny it is, and I imagine it smells delicious. And let's kick this party off.
Okay. I have.
I guess we'll roll of some sort. I don't know what changed the game, maybe.
That sounds a lot like change the game. You just
Yeah.
used that whole situation.
Yeah, if you're like enraging the dragon, that seems.
Use your abilities to give yourself or your allies an advantage. Roll plus power. On a hit, you get juice equals power. Spend your juice to create story tags. Give or reduce a status. And you can also use your juice to scale up effects, prolong the effect, hide an effect, or any other improvement you and the GM agree upon.
Yeah, it sounds like change the game where you're enraging the dragon.
Yeah, I'm just kicking this off.
Well, the other thing is you could also hit him with all you got. People in this game, you give them conditions, and like all horned up for the magic apple is totally a condition. Right? It could go either way. That's all I'm saying.
No, that's fair. Your criticism is correct.
I mean, I have exactly as much experience anybody else sitting here does. So
Yeah, you could also, like I said, if somebody wanted to just stab him, you could as well.
also true.
Yeah, sure. We'll use hit him with all you got.
Well, I mean, a whammy, like, metaphoric of that also works, right? So I mean, if you want to use change the game or hit him with all you got, both of those are perfectly legit.
I mean, I'm actually kicking in the mythos here because I think the mythos is really what's driving this. Because, like, seriously, like, I think Joe would actually try to patch it over a little bit. Dude actually seems kind of reasonable, but that's not happening. Yeah, I'll do a selfie there. What's the other thing I have to do? I'm just gonna make sure to be like, phrasing that. Oh, hey, before things happen, do you mind if I get a good picture of you with this? Afterwards, it's not gonna be real good.
Oof.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's 2. Don't care about collateral damage.
I love the 2 options for that, for the collateral
yeah.
damage. There's none, or there's a lot.
There's a bunch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 2 phases there. Oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna take that one for loads of collateral damage, because chaos is awesome, and I'm gonna make it so that they can't hit me back. So I'm gonna say he probably flips out.
Yeah. That's a fair assessment, right? Like,
So this is a tier 5
Yeah.
status effect,
Yeah.
which is pretty massive. It looks like on this chart.
Yeah,
Which
for
chart?
player character, tier 6 drops you semi-permanently. If I'm remembering correctly.
yeah. Where'd you see the chart for the collateral damage you were talking about, Jonathan?
No, just where on the list thing in Roll20.
Oh,
one of
gotcha.
the options is there's no collateral damage,
Or there's loads of collateral damage. Yeah. Okay.
Initially, I'm like, I don't care about collateral damage. I think collateral damage is cool. Oh wait, I can make it.
You can make a bunch of collateral damage. Oh, it's awesome. Your selfie has the messy and forceful tags.
Close,
So-
intimate, messy, forceful. Area.
So, so the dragon or the guy, the dragon goes berserk, right? It roars, and the person is Mythos. Becomes determined to get your phone, and goes rampaging through the foundry, trying desperately to get it from you, as you keep one step out of his grasp the entire time. And I'm gonna put a tier 5 effect called collapsing foundry. The entire steel mill is collapsing inwards.
That seems great. That seems really great. Yes. Awesome.
So
That sounds like loads of collateral damage.
I want to change the game then. Because my goal now is to make sure that this dragon can't get to Joe and the rest of these people and hurt them.
Okay.
I really don't have any interest in taking the spear up and striking. My goal is to more to stop the dragon from hurting my friends.
All right.
So I think change the game is the best option out of these.
Sure. Do it by do it. Let's see. Change the game.
Helping helps. Helping helps. How helping works.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do I need to run through tags, or is that not a big deal?
I mean, you can. We're still early in the process, so it certainly doesn't hurt.
So I have. So for this move, I have from my armor, I have invulnerability. I have the Great Golden Shield and the tag provide cover for others.
Mm-hmm.
I also have impervious to mortal weapons, which I don't know if that necessarily applies, but
Concrete getting.
All right. So the factory's collapsing.
yeah, okay.
So perhaps
So
if you add that in, then I'm not going to hit you with because there's that tier 5 complication flaw thing lurking out there.
Yeah. So then I also the spectral steed has short range teleportation and best position to defend against an attack.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm also going to tag my weakness for my armor that shining armor is easy to spot.
Okay.
Bring that. So that's all that.
Well, did we figure out how helping works? Because like one of my thoughts about how Joe puts themselves in a better position is to run towards Roland.
We had during character gen, which was like roughly 19 years ago, we chose like histories with each other, which had the help or harm.
Yeah.
I know I have a help with Roland.
Okay.
I just don't know what we do with that.
I think that's you can help Roland by spending the one thing.
Yeah, it just gets added to Roland's roll. Right.
And then harm is you can compel them to help you, or they take the fallout for it.
Right.
Okay, so that's another on 11.
So, and you can also spend juice, which is like the bonus. It's like Roland's gets 5 juice from their change the game, right? So, Roland can use, or Adam can use the juice that Roland acquired in order to help or hinder as well. All right. So what are your thoughts on changing the game here?
So my thought is I was trying to change the focus of the dragon away from Joe and more towards myself. I don't know. And to sort of restrain the dragon's actions. Sort of block its path towards anyone that I am trying to protect.
Gotcha. So you got to focus on me. Whatchamacallit?
Yeah, like dragons gotta go after knights.
or just like a tag of blinded by the light.
Yeah, I mean, is Roland's, because Roland has carried multiple artifacts, right? At this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there like some of that stink still on him for this dragon to be like, oh my god?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he smells like loot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I probably still have the spear that they were trying to shove in my hands, and I invariably actually have it in my hands now. I didn't realize I grabbed it, but I have it, unfortunately. So yeah, for the juice, that's looking down the list. This is all they spend all right now, right? Because this is just for this move.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can, I believe you can hold juice.
Yeah, you can hold it to spend it later too, if you want to. You can basically just jump in with it whenever you feel like.
This says spend your juice 1 for 1 to gain the following effects, but they must be related to the tags you used. Okay, so that's the tags are the power tags I used, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. So it kind of describes how you got it and what sort of thing it is, right?
Okay, I think I just want to use it now to put a tier 4 ongoing effect on them.
Okay.
That's how that works, right? Inflict a status tier 1, multiple times increase, and then make it ongoing.
Yep.
Yeah, the rest don't seem to be necessary right now. So yeah, whatever kind of tag you want to do with the focusing on the night,
I mean, like
all this time, yeah,
some sort of like catchphrase, like "nights are delicious" or whatever. Like,
or
gotta catch them all.
I think I've got a way of actually like solving dragon problem.
What problem? It's hilarious.
So I think my play here is to like really drum up his hunger and then present the dragon's tail to its face and create a Roboros. Because if there's something in here that has a bunch of power and magic and whatnot, it's actually the dragon. So I think I'm gonna hit him with all I got.
Adam, what's the gotta catch them all status you inflict on the dragon? What's it called? Or what the tier was it? Was it you spending all your points on it? Or
Tier,
just...
yeah, tier 4. Because I wanted to keep it ongoing since otherwise it's only a 1-turn thing.
Okay. All right, him with all you got.
Awesome. So I'm going to find the gap in his armor. The stronger the hunger, the more I feel.
There's also the collapsing tag, collapsing foundry.
Yep. I don't know how I tag that. Do I just it's another tag that I have?
I was telling Mike that
okay.
the tag was on the dragon.
Oh, the collapsing foundry is on the scene.
Yeah,
Oh,
so that could hit for any of us, and what that does is adds or subtracts 5 from a roll it is pertinent on.
That's a lot? That's a lot.
Conditions are
chaos.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but we're also putting together like +5 and +6
Sure.
stats to the thing, so yeah. It is a lot.
So I think I'm rolling. I don't know if the thing helps me with this, but I'm rolling Find the Gap in the Armor, Flashes of Inspiration, Terrorize with a Glimpse of One's Death. The stronger the hunger, the more I feel. Can't die, still too much to learn.
So, what does that look like when you're doing that to the dragon?
I think he's distracted and off balance by Roland, and I use that opportunity to maybe Roland is trying to get everybody to stand behind him, and I just sneak out and I'm just listen, he looks tasty, but do you know who's handled even more stuff than that? And just put a finger to his chest or something. I really want to convince this fucker to devour himself.
Okay, wow, neat. Let's do it.
So let's roll some dice, and if I get even the expectation value on them, hopefully good stuff happens. I don't know if any of my weaknesses apply here. All too eager, constantly scribbling notes, overwhelmed by my own desires, and I can't protect them all.
So, the foundry is collapsing around you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
So, I feel like that should play in here, but 5 is devastatingly high. So,
well, he adding up 7, he had.
Well, I've got 5.
But you were. I thought you would pass that to 7. But...
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so that'll put you just a straight die roll.
Yeah. That's fine.
But let's
I'll take that risk.
Yeah, let's try that with the foundry falling around you.
Okay. I mean, yeah. All right. Hit him with all I got.
Awesome.
Cool.
So,
your power
you didn't do any of the feat on your power.
Well, yeah, your power should actually still be 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, choose one. You take cover, secure, but they can hit you back. You get them good. You get them good. Okay. And I believe that
I also think we're doing statuses wrong, but we can address that between this and the next session.
Yeah, I think between now and the next week, I think I think that they tick up by 1 per usage, or tick down.
So it's 1 point for one.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 point to get to the second one, but there's a second tier, which you tick again. It's like HP. So it's 1 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4 4 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 6.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll look at that then.
It's on 231. I just tried to paste his little screen grab.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But in the meantime, I hit him with 6 tiers worth of you should eat your own ass.
Right.
See, it sounded better when you were saying it the other ways.
Right?
So, like...
Turns out self-cannibalism is the only ethical consumption under capital.
Like, okay. So, I'd like that to work. And I'd also like to keep the scene rolling forward. So, like,
Okay.
we're to do... I don't know what... I'm going to put a pin in the Ouroboros concept.
Okay.
Because that's going to come back around. Excuse me. Yeah. So, yeah, the dragon chomps his own tail and starts, like, flailing around the factory even more. And now, like, the foundry itself is collapsing. And anybody inside is going to be trapped there or, killed as the steel mill drops around them. The dragon is going to be here regardless because it is thrashing around eating its own tail or biting its own ass. I'm not really sure what the phrase was used for. But there are still 4 somewhat innocent non-bystanders in here with you. And of course all yourselves.
Yeah, I think Annie and her dragon are going to be working really hard to get as many people out as possible, essentially. Like as soon as the thing starts to collapse, we're evacuating the relative bystanders and then like all the people who don't have the ability to remove themselves and like my moron boyfriend.
At this point, Kimmy is done being subtle. She just yells at Roland, "Punch it, Chewie!"
All right, Roland, are you in the horse car charger?
Yeah, I'm definitely mounted by now.
Okay. And we decided it was like a limousine horse, right? Like it expands to be as long as it needs to be.
I don't think we established that at all, but
okay.
That's interesting.
I think it's hilarious if Roland and Kimmy are on the horse and everyone else is somewhere else.
Horsipede. Right.
Oh, jeez.
It's literally Sleipnir.
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like that gets over the biggest drama that we have right now. You managed to get. Well, let's do a roll for getting the kids outside, right? They're not kids, but the troop,
The LARPers.
the LARPers.
Well, if it's all or mostly on Annie, if the other 2 people in the charger are like riding towards the fight, right? And it's on Annie to get out the 4 LARPers. Will, Joe, and herself, essentially, right? That's a
Hank, Eric, Presto, and Bobby.
That's a lift, right?
Right.
I think it might actually be our first use of stop holding back with me and my kid running circles and teleporting people into places and like zipping around, getting people out of this falling down factory.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So the way that works for those at home, you use your powers in a new and never before seen way or scale, because usually it's transporting me and maybe one other person, right? Tell them what you hope to achieve. I want to get everybody out of here safely, all right? And then roll plus logos on a hit. I achieve exactly what I wanted to achieve and pay the price. So I roll. And bad stuff happens regardless, basically. But the big thing happens anyway.
Okay. Yeah, do it.
Alright. Is there a way to just roll plus logos on my sheet? I don't think.
Let's see.
And you just check positive status up by 2. And then hit
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a shortcut.
Dunk. And then we'll just roll face danger.
Oh,
Okay, so I
wow.
got 10.
Nice.
All right. So that means, sorry, I'm reading this off the thing here. Okay. I'm sorry, I cannot find this thing.
289.
289.
Yep, stop pulling back. When you use your powers in a new and ever-foreseeing way or scale, tell the MC what you hope to achieve. The MC will tell you the sacrifice it will take from you, then roll plus logos. On a hit, you achieve exactly what you wanted to achieve and pay the price. Significant. On a no return or ultimate. Like, this doesn't seem no return or ultimate-y, right?
Okay.
We'll just go with significant.
Okay.
And I should have told you that before now, because that's the...
That's okay. Well, so the way this works, right? So I roll... because the way this works is you pick the bad thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell me like the scale, but you don't necessarily tell me the thing that happens, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then I roll, and if I succeed, I then get to hear the bad thing before I decide to do it. If I don't succeed, it doesn't happen. But if I get 7 to 9, it just happens, and also the bad thing happens.
Yeah.
So like, since I got a 10, you can tell me the bad thing, and I can be like, "Whoa, no, fuck those people. I like my person,"
Crushed.
or whatever, right? Like, they were that.
Or based.
So, like, your luck dragon's going to have to go rest afterwards, and you won't be able to call upon it for next adventure, basically.
That seems...
That's significant,
yeah.
but not
Yeah,
like
that seems-
new returnee or ultimate. Like, you're not sacrificing the thing; it's not dying.
Yeah. No, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Just like wearing it out and making it inaccessible next time around. That sounds fine.
It needs to go home.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we'll cavalry rescue / teleport / gateway all these people out. With Will being last. Because Will's like in the middle of his own ass eating thing that he's got going on, right?
The other thing that I don't know if Annie knows about Will or not, but I have the Bastion power and I can't die.
Yeah, I really don't know if Annie would know that or register that.
Okay,
That's fair.
Because to her, you're still her boyfriend and there's still a collapsing building.
That's fair.
so you can't die, but can you feel pain?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
much pain.
you don't really want to feel the building falling down on you, I suppose.
Yeah.
But that's your namesake's, like, that seems like the thing that, yeah. Like,
Okay.
I wrote
I wanna
poetry
feel
about
the
a
pain.
collapsed building on me for a month.
Okay, yeah. So we bounce everybody out of the building. Well, everybody but the ones that are running into the building on a limo horse, and we're all like outside watching the building collapse. And my kid is like laying on the ground, panting sideways, and just gives me this look like, "Okay, asshole, seriously, I'm done now," and then just like fades into the night.
So
It
do you still
explodes
have
into
to,
sparkles.
do you still have to fade or crack something, or is that would Mike's cost supersede that?
No, he has to fade or crack a thing regardless.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, the theme always cracks. So we're gonna go ahead and crack
Well,
that.
you pick a theme.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
of the themes.
Yeah.
I actually already have a crack on my. So we're gonna crack that again. So that gives me 2 points of crack.
You just went out of school, don't you?
Yeah.
I think it's fun. Let's watch this turn over and see how it's gonna be fun.
All right. So, where is Kimmy going? You said punch it to it. Are you charging the dragon? Or are you heading out of the building?
She's with Roland still. So whatever Roland is deciding to do at this moment. Kimmy's encouraging him to do it faster.
I mean, I guess we have to put the dragon down as much as I don't.
As much as Roland is non-aggressive.
Yeah.
But right now, fortunately for him, Kimmy is the one holding the lance.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right.
I will.
Done.
Yeah, if you want to do your final move, since you haven't done anything, if you want to do your final move, you can assume that Roland puts you in range.
Does that work for you, Mike?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I asked.
Yeah. Let's see. That would be quite a lot of things for Kimmy. Would that be hit with all you've got? It's got to be.
Yeah, I think so.
And because it's time, I think when it hits, the old lightning bolt comes down too. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting.
Thor style.
It's a great success at +4 power.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So narrate what that looks like.
So at this point, Roland has finally put the charger into gear, and it is picking up speed as it heads towards the dragon. And Kimmy puts the lance down under his arm, so it's under both of their arms as it approaches the dragon. At which point, it of course is struck by lightning, so it is electrified when it jams itself into the chest of the dragon, and is yanked quite painfully away from both of them because it's moving not at all, and they're moving quite fast at that point. Let's see. So definitely taking Get 'em Good. And I gotta say at this point, that's probably loads of collateral damage because a lightning bolt just hit this building.
Right.
So also it's important that Kimmy does that. Breaking a lot of stuff is her job.
Got it. Okay. We will close on that scene, I think, of the external shot of the foundry kind of exploding inwards from the lightning bolt. And we will figure out how the tracking cards work so that for next time.
Yeah, how the conditions work. Yeah, it's cliche at this point and sort of lazy on my part, but I'm hearing like immigrant song background is like Kimmy's hanging up passenger side window. Like, lightning strikes the already collapsing building as this muscle car horse smashes through.
We like
It's
our
crazy.
sense of restraint.
Belongs to an album cover, really.
Not only does it belong on an album cover, somehow metaphysically it is transposed onto an album cover.
All of our exploits will
Eventually be on album covers by 80s glam rock bands.
It's like that's leaking through the mythos. Yeah.
Andrew wrote,
Rushed onto the sides of vans.
yes, the best thing. Andrew wrote, did I name you the god of hammer? And I'm thinking, well, yeah, you can say the exact other thing to Kimmy, right? Did I name you the god of lightning? No, I named you the god of hammer.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's awesome. So it looks like the tracking cards work is every time you get a status lower than your current status, it ticks up 1. So like that doesn't okay. We just I can print out a bunch of status cards and get them into Roll20 and we'll track them next time. Yeah. In the meantime, this was fun. You guys killed a dragon and maybe collapsed a building on 2 of you. We'll see. That was I'm gonna wrap things up. So hey everybody, this is our first shot at City of Mist. Maybe things didn't go mechanically as well as they should have. That's fine. I think we all had fun. Oh shit, no, there's a whole like end thing we have to do, cinematic moments.
Let's get that between sessions.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after a bit here.
Okay.
Because it's past midnight for a couple people.
Okay.
Literally everyone but me.
Also, my headset is going, hey, you need to plug me in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I have to start the second beer.
Well, that's important.
So good night, everybody. Check us out on Twitter, Twitch, everywhere fine socials or media. We are That D&D Podcast, and I'm pressing stop recording.